Sports Center.
The San Antonio Spurs' three-game win streak came to a proper close last night as they fell to the Detroit Pistons 122-96. Devin Vassell paced them with 26. Steph Castle on one wheel had 19 in the loss. They return to action tomorrow against Cleveland in Cleveland. Busy day in the NFL. The New England Patriots signed free agent wide receiver Stephon Diggs to a 3-year, $69 million deal. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning, everybody. How we doing? Welcome into the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. I'm AJ Hoffman, your affable and friendly host, joined as always by Mr. San Antonio, Rob Thompson. Hey,
I kind of like that.
Good morning, Rob.
I like that monocle.
I like that too.
I like that too.
How are you, Robert?
I'm good, man. I'm good.
And look who's back, Victor Brown.
A fully functioning radio show.
I don't think he is.
No, I'm about 70%.
No, I said we are. We're taking up your slack.
Yeah, what's going on with you, man?
I don't know, man. Just something came over me, and
You already sound better.
You were already sick like last Thursday.
yeah.
Were you sick all weekend?
No, all weekend. Started Thursday, Friday it progressed a little bit, then Saturday and Sunday hit me hard. My wife too.
You're gonna have to forgive us because we've quarantined Vic into his glass box.
Yeah,
of
I
fun. He's
only
not
talked
allowed
to
out
Vic.
of the box.
I only talked to Vic through the microphone.
He's the
Yeah.
bubble boy today.
That's right. Yeah. So my wife and I are in the same boat. The length of sickness, it's the longest we've been sick like this.
And it's bronchitis. You got.
You went to the doctor and
funky
everything?
lungs.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, and they were.
Did you get some good cough medicine? Some good scissorp?
Yes, they sure
right.
did.
What'd they say about, is it affecting the rest of your bod? I know you got a bunch of problems already. You're a mess.
Yeah, I'm a mess already, but I did tell him, I have the one kidney. He was surprised. He goes, man, you had the one kidney since 07. That's pretty good. I says, well, why wouldn't I?
Well, what
That's
else?
not what I want to hear from a
What else
doctor.
am I going to
know.
do? Die?
I
Like-
know, that's what
You
I
should
told
be
him.
dead by now. My goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, unbelievable you
Yeah.
lasted this long.
Yeah, but he, as he was going through, because I told him I'd take some medicine, so he's got to give me something to make sure it doesn't contradict, right? So he goes, you don't drink alcohol? I said, nah. He goes, okay, that's probably why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why you're so sick.
That's why I'm so sick. I
you
need
more alcohol to take care of those little bacteria.
I keep the bugs away by drowning.
Oh,
them.
yeah.
That's my 3-day rule in Mexico.
Yeah.
You get 3 days, only
Okay.
drink alcohol, no matter how much alcohol you've had. By day 4, it gets a little loose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll be all right.
Yeah, just so your consistent alcohol diet, you need to pick it back up again.
Maybe that's what it is.
I'm
You got to
recommending.
sacrifice a kidney for the rest of your body's health.
Yeah.
What's
Gotta
the
do what
what's
I
that?
gotta do.
What's that drink again?
Malort or Fernet?
Fernet or Malort.
Either one.
What?
That sounds like a law firm. Fernet and Malort.
It does.
I recommend a lot of either one of those. They taste
All
a
right.
lot like an antiseptic. So
I had a shot of Fernet a couple nights ago with
why?
with the bartender at
You're making friends. See, it's the bartender's handshake. So I've been told.
at the Hoppy Monk, that little bar up by
Nice.
my house. Yeah, it's
Hoppy
good dudes there, good beer, and
Did you ask for it like out of
No,
nowhere?
he offered it.
See, it is indeed. What is it about you and microbrew types where
I
you
don't
just
know.
kind of hit it off?
I don't know. I think he knew. He they can seek me out. They can.
Cats
They felt you
and
out is what it was.
Brewmeisters.
Yeah, they can. I'm easy to read. I'm easy to read, man. I'm easy to read.
You might do a shot of Fernet with you.
Yeah. Oh, I mean that's
That's ride or die right
that's
there.
a true. That's a true
You're
friend,
down.
Bubba. True friend.
That you're eliminating any kind. You won't have any trouble with worms for the next 6 weeks.
No. And
Yeah.
Well, that's being around stray cats. I have to do something to.
I think that's what it
There
is.
you go. It's the antiseptic.
Got to
side
do
of
something to
things.
stay healthy.
All right.
you
Now
know,
it all comes together.
I don't want these cats to disease me, so I just just drink some Fernet now and then, and it keeps me right. Keeps me right.
And regular.
That's well, yeah. That so far so good today.
It sucks when your system now requires you to go at like 5 a.m.
It's
'Cause
terrible.
Then on those sleep-in days, you wake up like, well,
Yeah.
train's got to leave the station.
And typically, my goal is always use my own house.
Yes.
But some days,
Yeah, yes.
it just doesn't work.
Some days, thank goodness we have a fair amount of privacy, though not the best of facilities.
Best facility? No. But you know what? Hey, we
This has been
we
a
make
radio
do, man. We
been a
make
radio
do.
locker room for 60 years.
We make do, and we're gonna make do all day today, friends. There's some football. The wheels in the sky
We are
keep on turning.
Coming to a terminal close.
Yeah, the perpetual game of quarterback musical chairs. Another one's been yanked away. I think this is, and we'll talk about it, but I think this is maybe better news than Giants fan probably feels like it is right now.
I think if I'm Giant fan, given the alternative, I'm happy.
Giants fan, I know a hardcore Giants fan who is like, dude, not only do we went from having one crappy quarterback to now two crappy quarterbacks to choose from.
Well, you also got Cutlets. You got 3 on the roster.
It's pretty
three
clear
more.
what
You
he
might
is
have
now.
a whole room. 3 more quarterbacks, and the Giants will be ready for training camp.
It's cutlets, crab legs, and cornballs.
There we go. That's right. Cutlets and crab legs. Surf and turf.
And cornballs now. There's
Is he corn-
yeah, he's
Surf and
cornball.
turf. All right. Well,
Or at least corny.
do you think we're going to get into the logistics of the last quarterback standing right now with Aaron? If he doesn't sign like today,
I think this is
with Pittsburgh,
I mean,
he
this
ain't
is
signing anywhere.
I can't imagine a world, and by the way, I'm not suggesting this is what Pittsburgh should do. But Pittsburgh is the one team left that doesn't really have a whole lot of options. Because Tennessee, sure, they've got Will Levis. They've also got a draft pick.
Win. They don't need to. They're in no rush to win.
Correct. The Browns, sure, their quarterback's hurt already, but they've got the second pick in the draft. So even if Cam Ward's gone, no one's going to bat an eye if they take Shedeur Sanders at 2. They'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll be the logical pick for them, so they're golden. So,
but the Steelers,
they kind of got to do. So did Aaron's price go up?
I can't
or
imagine.
Go down.
I can't
I'm trying
imagine
to
it went
figure out
up.
where he found himself with the signing. Because
I don't know that his. I mean, listen, dude, you got to take what you get. Like he's coming off horrific season, injured season, horrific season. Like,
well, but the problem is his last 5 games he was average.
oh,
Not
well,
good, but average, and he's got that to lean on. Like, hey, I finally got healthy and I got average.
Yeah, and you're also now 41.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so,
I'm sure that average will keep getting better.
Waking up this morning, did Pittsburgh go, got him, or did Aaron go, got him? Who feels like they got the other today?
Dude, I really think Aaron Rodgers, if Aaron Rodgers gets anyone to push a contract across the table to him, Aaron Rodgers is going to feel like he won. I think at this point,
yes,
Aaron Rodgers.
Well, he'll frame it, however, in his.
It maybe in his mind maybe he's delusional and maybe he thinks that he really is still like a top 10 quarterback in the league.
I guarantee you he does. No, there's no doubt in my mind that in his mind he absolutely believes it.
But I am certain he is not a top 10 quarterback in the league. I've been certain of that for years now. Yet he still finds someone to bamboozle every single year. And this year, I think because of where the Steelers are, the only way to put it is this. If you go into a season with Mason Rudolph as your starting quarterback, you are unserious about trying to win. It's one thing.
I could say the same thing with Aaron Rodgers.
But at least on the surface, presented to your
I'm
fans,
not
you
arguing
can say,
with the signing. I
hey,
don't know how to parse where each party is today.
I want you to imagine for a second you're a Steelers fan.
Oh, I know Mason Rudolph, but at least I know the cat. You know what I mean?
But what do you know him as?
I know him as an adequate backup.
That's all he ever has been, all he ever will be.
Exactly. I would accept the fact that I am not playoff bound if you told me Mason Rudolph. But you might tell me you're playing for it, but by your actions, you're telling me, all right, we're folding up tent. We're trying something new next year.
But when I present Aaron Rodgers, like you said, look at the last 5 games. Hall of Fame quarterback.
I don't think Pittsburgh's buying it, though. I don't think Pittsburgh fan buys it, not like Jet fan bought into it. I don't think Tomlin's buying it. I think they're driving like, look, dude, league minimum. League minimum. I'm not paying you crap.
Now,
21 and a half, you're getting 17.
Yeah, I do think that no one will ever get fooled the way the Jets got fooled again.
Yeah.
Like, no one's ever going to really believe, like, this is it. We're an Aaron Rodgers away from a Super Bowl. But I do think you can at least sell Aaron Rodgers to Pittsburgh fan as we're still trying to make the playoffs.
Yeah, but at a price. I'm not paying you $21.5 million. You're not getting $10 million guaranteed from me. Sorry, but, go someplace else. Hold out for San Francisco, but it ain't coming from me.
No, it's coming from
you. Think you're going to get 21.5?
No, but I think he'll get good money. I mean, he'll be the more
Geno
money than I can
Smith
ever dream of. Movie.
If he does get that, that's too much. And if I'm Tomlin, they've pretty much stuck by a salary cap structure. They don't blow out different parts of the room or parts of the roster. You know what I mean? They stay in their budget range, and they're not going to blow their budget on a quarterback if Aaron is asking for 25. I know.
Yeah.
No.
Well,
and I get the sense that's what Pittsburgh's been doing. So did they wake up today going, got him, or did Aaron go, yeah, now I'm getting 25 because now they have literally no option?
Well, not to mention that guys like Cam Hayward have already come out and been like, dude, this guy,
seriously. So I would like to think if there is some sanity in professional sports, specifically the Steelers, that they go, thanks, but no thanks, brother. We were trying for Russell, we didn't get him. We're gonna find our way with Mason Rudolph and whoever gets cast off after the draft.
I think that it's in well, you know what? Let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll continue this conversation. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As far as any major incidents, right now we are in good shape. All our major freeway systems looking good. Everything rolling at posted speeds. On 410 eastbound at Jackson Keller, that is a stall that's blocking the median, and another stall at I-10 westbound Trainer Hale off to the shoulder. Now, if you guys see something we're not talking about, do give us a call on the traffic tip line so we can check it out. That number, 210-785-2601. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by the Texas Department of Transportation. Texas roads are big enough to share. Drivers, do your part to help make sure everyone arrives home safely. Stay alert, stop for pedestrians at crosswalks, yield while turning, and watch your speed. Be safe. Drive smart. A message from TxDOT.
It's time for the herd you love. It's time for professional spring football. The San Antonio Brahmas are back, bringing you more of the action, the celebration, and the unforgettable moments you love. Join us for our home opener Sunday, April 27th at 2 when the Brahmas bring the Fiesta to the gridiron with our Viva Fiesta, Viva Brahmas themed game. Bring the energy to the Alamo Dome as your San Antonio Brahmas take on the Houston Roughnecks. Tickets on sale now at UFLBrahmas.com. That's UFLBrahmas.com. Our town, our team, our herd.
George gets justice.
Hurt in a wreck? Get George. Hit by an 18-wheeler or commercial truck? Get George. Injured at work? Get George. When you're dealing with personal injury, you need to get George because George gets justice. I'm George Salinas, and my San Antonio-based firm has been recognized across the state of Texas and the United States. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com.
George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Jason Minix here from The Blitz. That's exactly what I did. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home and make price-boosting upgrades. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to to find out how much your home is worth, visit Orchard.com to get your free home evaluation. That's Orchard.com.
With Progressive's collision coverage, my family gets up to $1,000 for vet bills if I'm injured in a car accident. And that makes this Chihuahua really feel like part of the family. What's that? I don't sound like a Chihuahua? Oh, I'm sorry. What exactly am I supposed to sound like? I guess all Chihuahuas are high-strung, riding around in expensive designer purses. Actually, I prefer riding in cars. So I appreciate that my family protects me with Progressive's pet collision coverage. Okay, maybe I am a little high-strung. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states. Coverage for dogs and cats is included with the purchase of collision coverage and is subject to policy terms.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Welcome to AT&T. How can I help?
Hey, I thought I could trust my twins with my phone, but, they outnumber me, man.
Whoa, that's a lot of glitter paint. Let's trade
Lives?
At AT&T, everyone can trade in an old or glittered iPhone any year, any condition, and save on a new iPhone. Ask how to get iPhone 16 Pro on us. New and existing customers. Savings vary by device and trade-in combinations. Restrictions apply. See att.com for details. AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Whatever you love, find it on eBay. eBay. Things people love.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it.
Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 to learn more. With AutoPay plus taxes and fees, plus $5 per line without AutoPay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Motorola Edge on us with 24 monthly bill credits and new line for well-qualified customers, plus tax and $35 per line connection charge. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code WEALTH to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code WEALTH for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code WEALTH for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, it was a busy day on the 40 acres yesterday. A new head basketball coach, plus it was pro day. We'll talk about it with Bob Ballou from KI Sports.
Plus, the UFL season kicks off this weekend, and we kick off Wednesdays with Wade. Wade Phillips, the Brahmas head coach, joins us at 4:35.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
I've got what it takes.
Why can't this be love?
What I was going to get to before the break is when you got a roster full of guys like T.J. Watt and Cam Hayward and Minkah Fitzpatrick and Alex Highsmith, these guys that are like...
You only named one side of the ball. You know that, right?
Well, yeah. Okay. That's the Steelers.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah. And Chris Boswell. How about him?
Okay. Kind of counts.
I think it's very vital that all of those guys are on board with what you're doing.
Yeah. That's
because
the driving force of that team is them.
And you can almost narrow it down to T.J. Watt he should be a big-time decision maker in this franchise. He's a franchise player, no doubt.
No, I'm saying he is their best player. I'm not sure he's the driving force on that team.
You think it's Cam Hayward?
I think it's Cam Hayward. And maybe to some extent Minkah, the kind of heart and soul. I think he is. I think TJ is the best player, and by that is a team leader. But I don't think when the locker room gathers together, it's him leading it. You know what I mean?
I don't know T.J. Watt. I know J.J. Watt, and being around J.J., it was like it was unquestioned.
Oh no, I'm not saying exactly.
So maybe I just assumed that T.J. had similar characteristics.
But I don't. I know that he is the soul of that team. But I don't. I really do believe that it was Hayward. I do believe he was the guy because nobody else stepped out and said that. You know.
Yeah.
And if I was TJ and I was the leader, I'd be saying the same thing. Like, look, man, you either with us or not. I'm not dancing for you.
Yeah, because there was a lot of times when I was in Houston that it was hard to figure out who the leader was on the offensive side of the ball, even though Andre Johnson was the best player on the offensive side of the ball for a good long time that I was there. But he was never the leader of the offense.
My sense has always been that TJ was by default, you look to him because by effort and by desire and by play and by demeanor, the leader of the team. But I don't think he's the guy that called the locker room together.
Maybe not.
You know?
Maybe not.
But the fact that it's still a defensive side of the ball that's making a statement. It wasn't an offensive lineman. It wasn't a wide receiver.
That's because they don't have anybody that matters.
Right.
They don't have anybody that's got clout.
Right, and so
like who's got the most clout on the offense is DK Metcalf, who showed up 2 days ago.
Exactly, who probably deserves to have a say in this thing.
But there's nobody else who what do you think Pat Fryermuth thinks about this? No one cares.
We should actually care, though.
No one cares what Pat Fryermuth thinks.
He's the one who is the direct beneficiary of this.
What's George Pickens think? No one cares.
Well, I always want to ask what George is thinking, just to find what planet he's on today.
I would just want to know what these defensive guys think of this plan, and is this something they're behind? Because I really do think Aaron Rodgers has the potential of dividing a locker room.
Without question.
And
everywhere he's been.
I would guess when Aaron Rodgers showed up day one in New York, everybody was Team Rodgers. I would guess probably about, I say because he missed that first year, so let's throw that out. But I would say about 5 weeks into the second season there were probably some guys going, man, this guy's a snake oil salesman.
Well, dude,
this guy is full of it.
Well, think about it. Last year, he's terrible shape, all this. First day OTAs, he's licking frogs in Ecuador.
Yeah.
And you're like, where's our quarterback? Oh, that's right.
Yeah, this guy's a fraud.
He's gone. Okay, so this is how this is going to go. So, yeah, I think you realize pretty quickly that, I think anybody that's in Aaron Rodgers' orbit benefits by it. He got Alan Lazard paid in 3 different teams, keeps getting guys paid. And if you're in his orbit, you love the guy. But if you're not, and he just shows up with him and his dudes, I would, after a minute, start to despise the dude.
Yeah. Well, they've got a real decision to make. But again, I also understand, and Cam Hayward can say all he wants. If we've got to start the season with Mason Rudolph, we're okay with that. No, you're not.
No. Well,
Cam Hayward's also not 24 years old, where he's got a full career left, where he can keep, taking shots and trying to win. And no serious person believes you can be a winning football team if Mason Rudolph is your quarterback. No serious person thinks that.
And Russell left. I don't know if he was kicked out the door, but he was moderately successful.
Fields too. Neither one was clearly a priority to bring back, which again, I don't blame the Steelers for that either, because your upside with any of those guys is limited. obviously your upside with Aaron Rodgers is limited too. You're just in a weird purgatory where you're going from bridge to bridge to bridge.
So if we get through the next 24 hours and there's no sign that anything is imminent, what do you take from that? That who's delaying this?
I think it's got. I don't know. Aaron Rodgers doesn't have another option.
I wouldn't think so unless Tennessee is floating something out there. I wouldn't think so, or Cleveland. But I mean, he kind of didn't he hint yesterday of some
third. That's what agents do.
Yeah, I know. So, but I just feel like now Pittsburgh can either go, okay, here's my offer, and I'm gonna give you 24 hours, then I'm gonna publicize what my offer was. So you can decide.
The one thing that I could see the Steelers doing that would the only other reasonable thing they could do, I guess, is maybe make a trade for like Kirk Cousins, someone like that.
Your guess is as good as mine.
I don't know. I don't know. Because you can't. Here's the list of available free agents right now, but that are not named Aaron Rodgers: Trey Lance, Drew Lock, Joe Flacco, Carson Wentz, Case Keenum, Easton Stick, Ted Bridgewater. I mean, there's not a real quarterback on this list. There
are guys that have won football games,
but there's not a guy you can start a season with and say this is our starting quarterback.
Well, with a straight face saying we're playoff bound.
I mean, maybe Joe Flacco. Like maybe you could say we're trying to get one more bit of magic out of Joe Flacco. But Joe Flacco is a year younger than Aaron Rodgers.
Well, he's Mason Rudolph. He's the same dude, just 10 years older.
Do you remember there was like, I don't know if you ever did this in like junior high or something, where you've got to get from point A to point B, and you can only do it with popsicle sticks. And like you just keep trying to like extend the popsicle sticks, and it starts to bend, and eventually it just gives out because the weight is too much. That's what it feels like the Steelers are trying to do to get to a real quarterback. Let's just keep adding another popsicle stick. We'll keep making it. We'll make it a little further, but eventually you're going to realize your whole franchise is sunk because you're not getting a real quarterback.
And
they haven't had a real quarterback since Big Ben.
Well, yeah, and they had him for 15 years. Yeah. I don't think there's ever really been an emphasis on real quarterback. You know, I don't think that's really been a chase for them. I think that the whole idea behind Tomlin is build up a great defense and just get a quarterback that'll hold on. And it doesn't work, but that's kind of been the Pittsburgh mantra. Even with Big Ben the last 5 years was kind of like, let the defense do the gig. Ben got a little bit in the tank, but there's not a lot left with Ben those last several years. So I think they're kind of used to being in the situation they're in. Just get a quarterback to float us through. The defense will get us to the playoffs.
All right, let's hit a break. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As far as any major incidents, right now we are in good shape. All our major freeway systems looking good. Everything rolling at posted speeds. On 410 eastbound at Jackson Keller, that is a stall that's blocking the median, and another stall at I-10 westbound Trainer Hale off to the shoulder. Now, if you guys see something we're not talking about, do give us a call on the traffic tip line so we can check it out. That number, 210-785-2601. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Whataburger. The $5 breakfast Whata deal is cooking at Whataburger. For a limited time, from 6 to 11 a.m. daily, get either a taquito or honey butter chicken biscuit and any drink for just $5. See you at Whataburger.
Springtime is here and baseball season is finally underway. Don't miss your chance to add your favorite players from the diamond to your Prize Picks lineup. Whether it's strikeouts, RBIs, first inning runs, you can take your pick of more or less for your shot of 1,000 times your money cash today. I'll say it again. That's today, because on Prize Picks, you can match your player projections from different sports. Combine your favorite baseball players with your favorite basketball players. Maybe it's hockey. Maybe it's esports. Maybe it's something else. That's why you download Prize Picks. And what you do with Prize Picks is you win $50 instantly. Go download the app today and use the code ALAMO. That's ALAMO to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. I'll say it again. Download the app right now. Use the code ALAMO. That's $50 instantly. Just play your lineup. Prize Picks. Hey, go run your game. I love Prize Picks because I'm not alone. There's millions of us playing, and you can win. It's easy. More or less. You better go run your game now.
Hey, San Antonio, multiple tours overseas, years of protecting the country. It all adds up at University of Maryland Global Campus. Earn up to 90 credits for prior learning, military experience, and training toward our low-cost degree and certificate programs. We call that credit where credit is due. For over 75 years, our dedicated success coaches have been helping service members achieve their goals. Get started with local support and online and hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATX.
At Round Table Pizza, our signature ingredients like made-from-scratch dough, our 3-cheese blend, and toppings all the way to the edge create your perfect pizza. Try our new pepperoni, grilled chicken, and bacon pizza, available for a limited time. You can enjoy a large for only $19.99 at participating locations. Plus, pair your pizza with our irresistible shareables. To find your nearest location or to order for pickup or delivery, head to roundtablepizza.com. That's roundtablepizza.com.
San Antonio, the NCAA 2025 Men's Final Four is coming April 4th through the 7th. Check out Reese's Men's Final Four Friday, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity where you can watch open practices and the Reese's NABC All-Star Game at the Alamo Dome for free. And for the music lovers, March Madness Music Festival, presented by AT&T, Capital One, and Coca-Cola, with 3 days of free concerts, featuring the biggest acts in music at Tower Park and Hemisphere. Visit ncaa.com/men's Final Four.
Made in America, highest quality. That's Connecticut Quality Water Softeners. There's a reason Dave Ramsey says a Connecticut is a wise investment for your home.
Trust me, Connecticut water systems are the best of the best. I personally have one in my home. All those other water softener systems out there are junk in comparison. Connecticut uses less water and runs on kinetic energy.
So there's no computer to break, fewer moving parts, and it works only when you need it.
It was even voted most efficient water softener in the world by the Water Quality Association.
For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station at your kitchen sink, $400 off with trade-in, and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Call Connecticut of San Antonio and the Hill Country, 210-656-PURE.
Check them out at ConnecticutSA.com and tell them Dave Ramsey sent you.
License number 38961.
ConnecticutSA.com.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Hi, everyone. If you've been injured in an accident that wasn't your fault, we have legal professionals standing by to answer your questions. They'll tell you if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth. Call 800-931-3030. So if you've been injured in an accident and think you deserve compensation, call now. Find out if you have a case and how much it's potentially worth. Call 800-931-3030 to speak with a live person now.
Advertisement sponsored by Legal Help Center. May not be available in all states.
Progressive knows owning a home can be hard, but not always. Like when you're relaxing on your patio, enjoying a nice, quiet evening. So quiet. Except for the sound of the neighbor's party. Which you said you'd go to if you weren't busy. And your quiet night on the patio, that's not exactly busy, is it? Maybe you should just stay inside. At least Progressive's Home Quote Explorer lets you easily compare rates, so shopping for insurance is the easiest part of owning a home. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Colorectal cancer is the leading cancer killer in men under 50 and the second leading cause of cancer death for women under 50. The American College of Radiology urges you to get screened starting at age 45. Now, Medicare and insurance companies are required to cover not only colonoscopy, but less invasive exams like virtual colonoscopy. Talk to your doctor about your options. For more information on virtual colonoscopy, visit radiologyinfo.org/virtual CT.
Furnished by American College of Radiology.
Spring has sprung, and so have the deals at Cold Spring Savings Event. I just got a comfy tee for just $7.99, a cute swimsuit for $19.99, 40% off patio furniture for my backyard, and so much more. So don't wait. These deals are too good to miss. Hurry over to Kohl's to save big on warm weather essentials during their Spring Savings Event today. Select styles. Offers end March 30th. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohls.com for details.
This is Jason Minix from The Blitz, and you're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Yeah, it's a hot one.
For about 10 years, I was always introduced as Rob Thomas.
Rob Thomas!
He took my name.
Damn it.
Thompson, not Thomas.
Well, you're the other one.
I'm the less talented one.
Certainly that.
Whatever happened to that dude?
I don't know. That was a big band for a while, man. They were huge.
Yeah.
The Matchbox 20.
And brought
two bands that were massive for a bit and then just disappeared off the map.
I think we were tired
Matchbox
of them.
20 and Third Eye Blind.
Oh, yeah.
Remember? I mean, those were like, they were mega bands, and then they were just gone.
Gone for,
Just
for
gone.
good. They lifted Santana out of
Oh, yeah?
for a minute, although Carlos didn't need it.
He's so smooth.
Yeah, so I've been told over and over.
I got told that by a guy named Rob Thompson.
Thomas.
Oh, same thing. Same thing. Same. Grinch says Jake Browning. Yeah, he was on the list too. Same thing. That's
Jake
not
Browning.
That's an unserious quarterback. Unserious. Here's what it does for the New York Giants, and this is the upside for them. First of all, Russ, Jameis, you probably shouldn't feel great about, like, if your goal as a Giants fan is to, like, we want to be back winning Super Bowls, that's probably not happening, friends. It's going to be ugly. You've got three average to bad quarterbacks on your roster.
Yeah, but they all have one trait. They throw the good deep ball, all three of them.
Yeah.
So if I'm Hardman, I'm a happy man.
Well, if you're, I said if if Malik Neighbors is probably like wide receiver 3 in fantasy if Jameis starts all year.
Seriously.
Now, they're not going to win games, but it doesn't
there's
matter.
a deep ball touchdown every other game.
That said, what it does do is it takes the pressure off you from feeling like you've got to take a quarterback.
Absolutely. And I think hearing yesterday, looking at the quarterbacks, I think the NFL is looking at it like Cam Ward might legitimately be a quarterback, might legitimately be a number one any year. I'm just saying that there's some smoke out there. And what I read
That's
yesterday.
what people say every year.
Well, no, this was from a team that doesn't even have a chance at him.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It was one of those, I forget which service I was reading, but it was a scout from somebody that was drafted that was in the playoffs that doesn't even had a shot at him, but has scouted him and go, this guy actually, after the combine, after film work, after pro day, a lot of the scouts are going, this guy does have that separation kind of it factor that you don't really know until you see him in person. So he might legitimately turn into one. But that's it. There's just one. And I think knowing that they're probably not going to get that one, and knowing that the other ones are there, the smartest money they spent was $21.5 for a year of Russell. It was smart money considering where they were. They made their bed. They know their place. Their fans are, well, at least we tried.
Yeah.
We got 3 in the hole. At least we tried. And we're moving and changing, knowing full well that this brain trust probably will not be the brain trust running the team when they finally do draft a quarterback.
The Tennessee Titans, who just worked out, they did a private workout with Cam Ward.
Now, when they say stuff, I don't believe it.
I mean, you talk about who are you trying to scam? The Titans, after they were so impressed with Cam Ward that now they're having real thoughts about drafting him. So if you want to trade up now,
It's cost more.
It's going to cost even more. That's what the sources have told Adam Schefter. We'll still listen to offers, but you're going to have to come a lot stronger than you would have last week. The price today ain't last week's price, is what I'm telling you, because now we're like, wow, man, now I see what everybody sees in this guy. We could actually use him. I'm still, normally by this time we kind of have an idea of what's going to happen at the top of the draft, and I don't really know right now. I'm not sure what. I still think the Titans, their best path is to trade down, just because that is a roster that is just bereft of talent. They've got nothing.
I'm looking at their roster moves. They signed a linebacker. They signed a kicker. They signed an edge rusher in Lorenzo Carter. Got another running back in Julius Chestnut.
That's a made-up person. That's not even a real player.
They signed an offensive lineman in Corey Levin, which I'll give him credit for that. Another defensive lineman. They got a backup quarterback. They're not ready for a rookie. They're not signing offensive linemen to protect a rookie. They're not. They should be.
They have Pete Skoronski, and then they've got a bunch of just guys.
So they know if they did draft a rookie.
Although they drafted a tackle in the first round last year, that J.C. Latham or whatever. Like they're trying.
But if I was truly going to draft Cam, I would have been in the offensive lineman market heavy. The last 2 seasons, the Titans have used their first pick on an offensive lineman. Okay, respect. A lot of teams have. Are they good? I didn't seem like Levis felt very comfortable. That might just be a Levis. Well, that's what I'm saying. But if I was going to go back into the quarterback well, and I had just looked at what happened to the last quarterback I drafted who was running for his life, I'd have spent a little bit of money on the offensive line. That's just me. They didn't really do that, but by their actions the last 2 years, they drafted linemen. I think that they are going to puff this thing up and move the pick. But this is a first-year general manager who has a little bit of leeway. He has a little bit of leeway to make a mistake at quarterback. If he drafted Cam Newton or Cam Ward and he didn't work out, I don't think he'd get fired. Where I think if Daboll drafted the wrong dude, he's done.
Oh, he's on such thin ice.
So I think that there's a little bit more rope to take him. I hope that they get a boatload for him if they treat this right. I think they can get a lot for him because there are scouts out there that after the last 3 or 4 days are saying, you know what, this guy, he isn't overblown. He actually could have been a number one in a lot of years. So maybe there might have been enough over the last 3 days to convince the Titans, you know what, he might be enough to go ahead and forget the bridge. Let's just go do this.
It's so funny because the Browns, who it seems like everyone is saying the Browns are the ones who want to trade up to get Cam Ward. The Browns are just now getting to draft after trading all their picks to get Deshaun Watson. And now they're like, let's trade all our picks again and get Cam Ward.
Well, New England did it for years. So.
We'll find out if Cam Ward might have some weird sex fetish that, like,
we can only hope.
I mean, how great would – I mean, it wouldn't be great, but it would be funny if you're a person who likes to point and laugh at the Cleveland Browns that he's got some issue that it's like, oh, we just mortgaged our future again. Now he's got this.
He does what?
Oh, my God. Yeah, I don't I don't know what Cam Ward's worth. I've told you I'm not a believer that he's a –
I don't.
I think he can be fine. Like I think he can be like I think he can be a starting NFL quarterback. I just think he's going to be like a Derek Carr, Geno Smith level starting quarterback. And
in the grand scheme of things, you could do worse.
But you'd never take that guy with the first pick.
Well, I mean, whether it's you've got the first pick or the 22nd pick, it's your first pick, and you end up get a guy that could actually play for you for 4 or 5 years. You could do worse.
Let me ask you this. If I told you that in his first contract, Cam Ward was going to give you exactly what Jacksonville got from Trevor Lawrence.
No, yeah, I'd do it. Seriously. I mean,
all it does is fool you into thinking that you're.
No, I would be more wary. I would understand about that second deal. But Trevor came in for a year and looked like it might have been okay. Like it was a decent draft pick, and there were other reasons. And I do think, again, it falls to situation. He lost a year with Meyer. Just lost it. It was a wasted effort. From OTAs to the moment Meyer was fired, he lost a year. So I'm going to give him a break there. He's had 3 different OCs. It's just been unfortunate. But I will go his first year, his rookie year, everybody went, all right, there's no reason to say this was a mistake.
All right, let's hit a break. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1.
Now, Dr. Jacob Torres is my doctor. I got a text from him yesterday for a rehab appointment I had with him. That's why I am a patient of Dr. Torres, is because from soup to nuts, from front to back, they take care of you. The Institute for Functional Health, functional being the key. I met Dr. Torres in the group about 8 years ago as a weight loss patient, a product of the IFF, things they do very well, but just part of the full spectrum of services that the Institute for Functional Health offers. Now, the weight loss portion, it gets folks in the door because Dr. Torres has been remarkably successful with people like you and me, those that really aren't in the market for shots or drugs or pills to take that might offer a short-term fix for a long-term problem. You wanted a fix that'll prolong your life, a lifestyle that you can live with that doesn't involve medications. If you're that type, that's why you go see Dr. Torres, because that's what he does. I've never been around a physician more avid about getting you off medications that you can get off. Now, they're not going to take you off something you need to take, but I'll tell you what, losing a little bit of weight, it's remarkable the things that you will no longer need to take. Those statins, cholesterol medications can be a thing of the past if you apply yourself and put yourself in a program that you can be successful. Now, the program is variable. See, I have a plan that's going to be very different from yours, with basic science still intact. Take in fewer calories than you burn, you're going to lose weight. Now, if you're ready to do that, I want you to call Dr. Torres today. The number is 210-468-1891. If you're ready for a smaller belt and a different kind of bathing suit this summer, call him today. The results come quick, but you got to start as soon as you can. Dr. Torres has a great website. It's at iffhealth.com. Go read through it. Take the test. Answer the questions he asks, and then call and talk to him. You'll see what I know. Listen, if you've had to lose weight and been failed, or had been failure at it, if you've never really tried and didn't think you could, I want you to call Dr. Torres. He can change your life. And when he does, you start losing that weight, come on by and thank me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star is heading to Vegas, and you're coming with us. Join Jason and Joe from the Blitz at Circa Las Vegas for Mega March, March 27th through the 30th. Catch baseball's opening day and all the hoops action at the world's largest sports book. Then take the party to Stadium Swing with 6 pools and a massive 143-foot screen. Book now at CircaLasVegas.com with promo code BLITZ and join us at Circa Resort and Casino. Sports, sun, spirits, and a sure bet for an unforgettable time.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
Frankly, would you like to rap at the Testicle Festival? Can you give me a little rap?
You want me to spit a rap?
Yeah, I want you to spit a rap.
About balls? Yo, Testicle Festival. It's like an extraterrestrial. Widen my eyes when I see them calf fries.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Don't let pain hold you back from living your best life. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. At Arasti, we're dedicated to providing fast, effective relief from pain. Whether you've been dealing with a chronic discomfort for years or have recently suffered an injury, our goal is to help you recover quickly. Our treatment is all natural, non-invasive, and covered by most insurance plans. With convenient locations nearby, relief is just a call away. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
Imagine owning waterfront property on the Texas coast. Check out the grand opening this Saturday of Driftwood Shores at Wolf Point, located on the highly sought-after Matagorda Bay. Secure your spot to see 1 to 3 acre properties, all with bay access from $49.9. That's right, just $49.9. This gated waterfront community features panoramic views, world-class fishing, a pool and cabana, boat launch and slips, fishing pier, dog park, storage, and more. It all happens this Saturday, 1 day only. Coastal waterfront properties starting at an unbelievable $49.9. Yes, just $49.9. Call now to secure your private tour this Saturday. 210-853-0389. That's 210-853-0389. Appointments are limited, so call now and be sure to ask for event day specials and our helicopter tours. Call now, 210-853-0389. Get your piece of this coastal paradise. 210-853-0389.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter Get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Confidence is knowing you're ready to handle whatever comes your way. That's what it feels like to take on your workday with Cintas. They make sure your AEDs are up to date, your fire extinguishers are tested and inspected, your floor mats are cleaned and delivered, and your workwear looks good, feels good, and is freshly laundered with the Cintas Apparel Plus program. So are you ready to take on today? Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at TSAOG.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Stick around after the sun sets. Twin Peaks is open really late. Wind down with bourbon and late-night bites.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Cut ties with all the lies that you've been living in. And if you do not want to see me again, I will understand.
Whiny song, one of those whiners.
I like the one that he sings about crystal meth better.
Was this about suicide?
You know you don't belong.
Just
you wait too long. Oh. Yeah, where'd they go? What happened to them, Vic?
I don't know. They
selling
disappeared.
antiques in New Hampshire.
Everyone I know has got a reason to say, put the past away. Oh!
Yeah.
Put the past away, Vic.
I'll try.
It's time.
It's time.
You've had a lot of past. A lot of past.
All of us have.
Well, not me. Not me. Very, I live in the now.
Certainly not defined by a mid-90s guitar band, I can tell you
I think
that.
this is a late 90s,
Late 90s.
early aughts guitar band.
Yeah.
But, respect to,
There was a moment.
I just wonder what happened to him. Elsewhere in the NFL, Stephon Diggs has gotten himself a deal. 3 years, $69 million.
You kind of surprised by that money?
Yes. And
well done, man.
I'll be honest. I was reading, and I read a lot about this, and it was like 3 AFC East teams vying for Stephon Diggs, and it was like Buffalo, New York, and New England. And I was like, I don't want him in Buffalo. They finally got rid of. He's a cancer.
He must interview well. Seriously, I don't understand. Now, I get paying a wide receiver that I drafted money like this. But it seems to me about every year, there's 3 or 4 wide receivers that are coming out that make immediate impacts, that come in and can play. I don't get why teams are paying so much for older wide receivers when there's an Njigba, for lack of a better term, in every draft.
Yeah, I don't get it either. And also, like I said, the fact that the Bills were talking to him after he bitched his way out of there because Josh Allen wasn't giving him the ball, and then the first year he's gone, what's Josh Allen do? Win the MVP.
I agree.
Yeah, I don't need you. I don't want you. If I'm Josh Allen, I'm like, God, get that guy out of here. Good luck to him. Good luck to him. And you know what? The Patriots, it makes sense for them because the Patriots don't have any talent. They need to start finding some guys who can play a little. I get that. It would have made zero sense for Buff. I'm just glad that he's somewhere else. And I think the Texans fans should be glad too.
I don't know, but obviously he presents something that didn't think he had. I didn't think he would be in a place to go negotiate and to be chased by anyone after the leg was the final straw. This is a wounded. I mean, he's wounded.
Yeah. I mean, seemingly people still think he's got some game. All right, that's 1 hour in the books. We're going to do 3 more hours of radio today, friends. 3 more quality hours of radio.
Of which will be the best radio I've ever done. Not that hard.
It could be. It just could.
We'll have to find out. Come back.
This is the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by the Texas Department of Transportation. Traffic laws help keep everyone safe, including pedestrians. Cross the street only at intersections and crosswalks. Wait for the walk signal and look left, right, left before crossing. Be safe. Walk smart. A message from TxDOT.
T-Mobile home internet is all about speed, value.
What you doing, Zach?
Personally, there are so many benefits, you gotta talk fast.
T-Mobile home internet ranks #1 in customer satisfaction for home wireless internet by J.D. Power.
Wow, you are good.
Try singing it. T-Mobile has price lock.
They won't raise your rate on internet.
Hulu and Paramount Plus on there.
Get T-Mobile home internet all in for just $55 a month with auto pay and any postpaid voice line.
Additional terms apply. For J.D. Power 2024 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from...
We can be twinsies.
...to...
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom. Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
Nigel, what are you doing with all this stuff in the break room? It looks like a farmer's market in here.
I'm changing my eating habits, embracing good quality nutrition with fresh produce.
Call Quarter Moon for your $58.99 AC inspection. For a limited time, just $58.99.
Nigel, that's a pretty impressive healthy salad you've assembled.
Thanks, Joel. Now step back. The grease is hot.
Grease?
Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. 210-651-5899. License number TACLA 141074E and 16004.
As a fan, you know all the important sports cliches. And when you save money by bundling your home and auto with Progressive, you can get out there and give it 110%, even though that's mathematically impossible. And remember, failure is not an option. Well, it's always an option, just not a good one. But you're not worried because you've got ice in your veins. You're on fire. How can both of those things be true at the same time? Well, that's between you and your doctor. So get out there and leave it all on the field. Leave what? Who cares? Just leave it and save with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
George gets justice. When you've been injured, you need to get George Salinas Injury Lawyers because you need someone who understands your pain and the impact an accident has on your life. You need someone who listens and is always there fighting for you and your future. When you get George Salinas Injury Lawyers, you get all this and more. If you've been injured, it's time to get George. And remember, you won't pay anything unless they win your case. Call George Salinas at 210-225-0909. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom. The most exciting weekend in college basketball starts here. Don't miss the 2025 State Farm College Slam Dunk and Three-Point Championships. Witness the nation's top dunkers and sharpshooters battle it out live in person. One epic night of unbelievable skill and electrifying energy. Thursday, April 3rd at the Frost Bank Center. Tickets are going fast. Secure your seats now at Ticketmaster.com. See you April 3rd for the State Farm College Slam Dunk and Three-Point Championships. The most exciting weekend in college basketball starts here. One night, pure action. Don't miss it.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from...
We can be twinsies.
To...
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom. Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. Member FDIC.
With Progressive's collision coverage, my family gets up to $1,000 for vet bills if I'm injured in a car accident. And that makes this Chihuahua really feel like part of the family. What's that? I don't sound like a Chihuahua? Oh, I'm sorry. What exactly am I supposed to sound like? I guess all Chihuahuas are high-strung, riding around in expensive designer purses. Actually, I prefer riding in cars. So I appreciate that my family protects me with Progressive's pet collision coverage. Okay, maybe I am a little high-strung. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states. Coverage for dogs and cats is included with the purchase of collision coverage and is subject to policy terms.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Still dealing with that accident on I-10 westbound at Medical. It's in the right lane. And this road work on the northeast side that is in the clearing stages. It's still, though, taking up 2 right lanes on 35 northbound O'Connor to Judson Road. And it's still causing about a 17-minute commute. Now, if you guys see something we're not talking about, give us a call on the traffic tip line. We'll check it out. 210-785-2601. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The San Antonio Spurs 3-game win streak came to a proper close last night as they fell to the Detroit Pistons 122-96. Devin Vassell paced them with 26. Steph Castle on one wheel had 19 in the loss. They return to action tomorrow against Cleveland in Cleveland. Busy day in the NFL. The New England Patriots signed free agent wide receiver Stephon Diggs to a 3-year, $69 million deal. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center is brought to you by Buyers Barricades, the Texas Authority in Barricade Rental. BuyersBarricades.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Yes, sir. Hour number 2 of the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. The coaching wheel keeps on turning in college basketball. I guess we have some sound from Chris Del Conte and Sean Miller about the new head coach here in Austin, Texas. Let's see. Here's I guess the best thing to play is why Chris Del Conte talking about why he thought Sean Miller was the best fit.
We say the eyes of Texas are upon you. What does that mean? It means, are we living up to the standard that we set forth? And we start to look at the landscape. Who's won at the highest level? When you talk about Coach Miller, he has a 700 winning percentage. Been to 4 Elite Eights, been to 8 Sweet 16s, built a team that was unbelievable history and tradition. Yet, when he left Arizona, he went to Xavier. They had not been in the tournament in 4 years. They were downtrodden. Sweet 16 immediately. Went to tournament appearances in 3 years. You start to think, that's a coach. Competed at the highest level, won at the highest level, and took a program on its way down and said, here you go.
There is something to that. I mean, it's nice. Does that translate into winning at the University of Texas? That's hard to say.
He'll win.
I imagine he will.
He wins. He wins basketball games. There's no question. Now, does he win the big one? We'll see.
He's like the football coach at Indiana. Google me.
Yeah, Google me. No, it's Sean Miller wins.
That's what I do.
I mean, he did it at Arizona. He wins in big-time programs with big-time players. He has.
They asked Sean Miller on his philosophy when it comes to recruiting versus portal.
Vision of the program starts with recruiting. You know, if you follow Texas football, you know, I'm sure that Coach would say the same thing. The lifeblood of what they do are the decisions they make that who inevitably becomes their roster. It's going to be a combination of the transfer portal, recruiting the very best high school players, having a great feel for international recruiting. And again, what starts here changes the world. That's the state of Texas. Again, when you look at the talent in cities, just Dallas and Houston, it's never been more plentiful. When you're who we are, it's going to begin there. Player development. It's one thing to recruit people and players to your program. They have to get better. The greatest gift that's happened to me as a coach is that I coached at Xavier. We might not be able to get the McDonald's All-American. In our history at Xavier, we stand at a grand total of 0 McDonald's All-Americans. Yet if you look at the results, how did that happen? How do you have winning teams and teams that advance in March Madness? Players have to improve. They have to grow. They have to get better. And when you're in charge or a part of that type of program, we're going to bring that same type of staff and know-how here to Texas so that it's not only recruiting great talent, but it's making sure that they develop in the proper way, that one day they can become an NBA player.
I think there's something to that. Like, you got to respect the fact that he's been at a program where you don't get top-tier talent, and he's competed with programs that do, with Connecticut and Villanova. And
well, Shaka did too. Now, there's a problem there, and it's interesting that he just threw that out there to start with, because he brought up the idea of McDonald's All-Americans and all that, but you don't have to have them to win. He's talking to the alumni, and everybody told him, look, man, when you go to Texas, they're going to want you to win, but they also want you to bring in the best player in the country. They want Kevin Durant to show up. They want the dude that is front and center in high school. That's what Texas, there's 2 seasons to every sport. There's recruiting and season, and they matter just about equally to a lot of these dudes. So you're going to have to set the table and tell them, we might not bring in every superstar, but these guys are going to be NBA players. I'm going to turn them great if I don't get them great. So he's setting a standard that it's going to be hard to convince. If you're not winning the conference, why aren't you winning the recruiting battle at least?
Yeah. Dalen Swin, Trey Green, and Cam Fletcher, 3 guys who were at Xavier last year. Dalen Swin he's a sophomore, 6'8", wing type who started all but 1 game this last season. He's the prize of the other 2 guys are kind of bench meat, but they all entered the transfer portal right after Sean Miller decides he's leaving. They asked if he's planning on bringing some of these guys down to Texas with him.
Yeah, I can't really answer the first part. You know, obviously I have amazing loyalty to Xavier, and all of those kids have choices, no different than the young players and the people that are returning here at Texas.
Chances are good Dalen Swain is going to be playing for the Longhorns.
Oh, at the very least. At the very least.
He was a solid player for them last year. I don't think there's any reason why he wouldn't head. I mean, this is it's an upgrade for him too. Although I guess maybe he's a Midwest guy. Maybe he wants to stay in the Midwest. But you know, you get to go from Xavier to Texas. He's probably thinking, oh, right.
Well, there's other guys going to be offering money. So he's a
That's
free
true.
agent.
It's
in every
true.
sense
You
of the
forget
word.
about like what the. You forget about the priority anymore.
he's a
Used
free
to it
agent.
was like, man, I get to play at a bigger program. No, now I guess that's not the priority.
You can
anymore.
go to Kansas State and make $9 million.
But either way, the end result of all this movement is that, well, Xavier's got an open coaching position now, and it has been filled by Richard Pitino, the son of Rick Pitino. Richard Pitino Jr. is now going to be in the same conference as Dad. They're going to be coaching against each other in the Big East.
That's cool.
As he leaves New Mexico to head to Xavier.
Good coach. Good coach.
Is that I guess that's an upgrade.
Oh, absolutely. You go to Big East. That's upgrade.
I know that's not a New Mexico is not a a cash-rich school.
Well, he is going from – he was the biggest fish in a very small pond, and he's going to be – he's an entry-level coach in a prime conference. I mean, he's in there with the likes of Rick and what's his name from that moved from Providence over to Georgetown. He's in
Cooley.
He's in the Big East is a coaches league.
Dan Hurley,
lifetime coaches. I mean, these are tough nosed. He fits right in. The conference got better. Xavier got a guy that could be a lifer there.
Well, and remember he's got power conference
Big
coaching
chops,
experience. Is 8 years in the Big Ten. Not the greatest run at Minnesota, but I mean, you take Minnesota to the tournament a couple times in 8 years. You're doing more than most guys have.
He took a kid out of San Antonio, and he left as the leading rebounder in Minnesota history. So we have great appreciation for Patino here in town.
Okay, yeah, I think it's a good hire.
It's a very good hire. He's a good, hot young coach, and to win at New Mexico, which is a cradle of coaches, good coaches have come through there. There's a history of guys that, I mean, Alfred rehabilitated himself there for a minute. So I think it's good for everybody involved, and whoever lands at New Mexico will be a hot coach. The ADs there have a history of finding dudes at a very basketball crazy school to be successful.
My understanding was, I was reading 24 hours ago that Villanova had been talking to Richard Pitino, and I don't.
That's a snake pit, though. His dad probably said, "Don't jump in there."
Man, it's certainly an easier place to win.
Yeah, well, it will be. But this is a program that's trying to figure out who the hell they are, and they tried to stay in-house, and everything collapsed. That job needs to be that's set aside for somebody who is as political as he is as a coach, because there's a lot of money involved on a faltering program.
Well, and apparently the new target for Villanova is a coach who is still actively playing in the tournament in Maryland head coach Kevin Willard.
See, he's an old coach who's politics first. He understands alumni and ADs and keeping players happy, but he is not the long-term answer at Villanova.
No,
Kevin Willard has never been the long-term answer anywhere, quite frankly. He's a fixer.
Yeah, and you know what? I said this year he's won as many games in the tournament this year as he's won in his entire coaching career.
Yeah, he wins, but he's a fixer. he will fix your program, get the right dudes in place, but he is not a sustainer. That's just not ever been his gig.
And then yesterday, we didn't even get to it yesterday, but Josh Pastner takes the UNLV job. You said you've kind of been around him before.
I've sat next to him at a couple of premier basketball events, and I kind of took to that he was more of a Calipari, arrogant kind of dude. No, I sat and watched a player with him, just kind of shooting the stuff with him, and pretty decent cat. I think it'll be a good fit. Certainly a basketball coach. I mean, he's won everywhere he's been.
I'm not sure what I don't know what I think of UNLV moving on from Kevin Kruger. He's like, I don't know what UNLV basketball thinks they should be, is kind of my thought.
I completely agree.
They were a middle-of-the-pack Mountain West team. He's been there 4 years. They've been, a little better than average in the Mountain West over those 4 years. It just felt like a weird thing to be. I guess you got to keep shooting for the stars, but
you just get the sense that if UNLV decided we are going to put together a basketball program, because what they did back in the early 90s was do what everybody's doing now.
Yeah.
They went and bought the best team in basketball.
They can't
for 3
do that
years.
anymore.
Well, they can if there's enough money there, as long as it's not regulated, to really put together a premier basketball program if they wanted to put the wherewithal. There could be a casino owner who goes, all right, I got $40 million that says we are in the Final Four in the next 3 years.
Yeah.
And could go ahead and do that if they so chose. And I'm kind of surprised that they haven't efforted to do that, because of all the schools in all the land that could put together a little bit of money to put together a basketball program. And keep in mind, there are programs that are playing today that didn't have a single player on that team last year.
Yeah.
Kentucky rebuilt overnight. You can do it if you get the right guy and have some money behind you.
The other guy I forgot to mention when we were talking about Villanova, Porter Moser is apparently another target for Villanova. You're talking about he's at Oklahoma. You're in that borderline, how long can you stay relevant
Well, he's also been part of the Catholic mafia.
Yeah, he was
coaches.
at,
He was at Loyola Chicago.
Illinois,
so
yeah.
there's that, you got to get along with the Franciscan brothers that run the school. I'm not kidding. There's an art form to coaching at these private small schools. So I think he's a good choice. I would have just thought that the last 2 years would have shown that in a big conference, what he has to offer is mimicked by other coaches. I don't know where Porter Moser is different. If he's got OU lure, but am I going to play for Porter Moser or am I going to play for the program? You know what I mean? I'm not sure that.
Here's what I think about, and I think Porter Moser's a very, very good
I'm
coach.
not discounting that, but
if I were him, I would think real hard before I made a move like this, because I think I told you this before. I think as we start to separate the teams that have money versus the teams that don't have the money to spend, there's two places that money comes from: donors and the program itself, the athletic program.
Well, the donors buy the players.
Right. But it helps when the athletic program has the kind of money to spend.
Nova has the basketball program. Keep in mind, that's all they got. If you look at percentages, they get the same. They're spending money. They have a top-of-the-line facility.
I get it. But as things separate, I think having the backing of a program that has a big money-making football program is going to be key.
As long as you're not in the Big East. The Big East, there is no football.
I know.
And it's a percentage of income that makes you a Division I. It's not how much you spend. It's how much of your budget you're spending on sports. There's not a floor. It's just.
But how much does your athletic
dedicating?
Program make?
But Nova makes a lot of money.
They make a drop in the bucket compared to Oklahoma football.
Right,
Think about that though.
No, you're right. But see, they make enough. They're a sustaining product, and the money that Villanova basketball makes in the basketball world is enough to be competitive with Duke. They have the funds, they have the gym, they have the city of Philadelphia. It is a top 20 program.
Because when you are now in the Big Ten or the SEC, you have there's so much TV money coming in for your athletic program.
Yes.
That it's going to be hard for other schools to compete with that.
But the Big East doesn't share football money. They don't share anything. They only take
but it also means they don't
Fox.
get football money.
But they don't need it because they only got to fund 15 dudes. They don't have to spend $100 million to put together 150 players. They only need to find 15. Quite frankly, all they need to find is 3.
Well, but that's what I'm saying is Porter Moser can say, hey, can $3 million, can you shake it out of the couch
I think that
from the football program and give us that money?
But he is still, no matter how good the OU basketball program gets, will always play second fiddle, third fiddle probably to football and women's softball. And he knows that. So if Villanova came calling and I know I could live the life that Jay Wright lived, the king of all Philly, I'm gone. Yeah, I'm going to take it. And I'm going to get the same amount of money I was getting at OU, and I'm not going to have to fight the SID or the AD for any other press coverage because I'm the man in Philly.
But are you going to get the players going forward?
They have. You're right. He has to prove that, and that's money. He got Jeremiah Fears, but he bought Jeremiah Fears.
Exactly.
And that will continue. Nova is not a dead program. It is not floundering. I would have thought Moser would have been a much better candidate a year ago because, quite frankly, he has shown in the toughest conference that he's moderately competitive. Now, he hadn't been there long enough to really build a program. It's only been, 3 years now? 4 years now, I think? 3 or 4
at Oklahoma?
Yeah. It hadn't been that
this is
long.
year 3.
This is year 3. So he's still got some more time. But if Villanova came calling, dude, I would jump.
Here's what I'll say, though. Whoever Villanova hires next, if he fails, it might become a dead program.
It could. But the Big East is going to be sustaining because they have their own Fox Sports. They've got a good TV deal. They're on 3 nights a week. They get to do the stuff that the other conferences do, and they don't have to share any limelight.
I just mean as far as getting national big-time recruits, because I'll tell you exactly who there are some programs who are so tied to a coach that you don't recover when they leave. The best example of this happens to be in the Big East, Georgetown.
Well, that was 40 years.
And what are they now? They're a dead program.
Well, no. I mean, they're not. They're not dead, but they're in the Big East. They're making a lot of money, and they got to get out of their own way. But Cooley's a good hire. They're going to be all right. But that was for lack of a better term, that was a little inbred. I mean, they just went across the street. Then there was no coverage outside of the conference because everybody, who knows Ed Cooley in California? I mean, that's not a name. It was a huge hire, but it just didn't get the press, and the program's on the up. Is the Big East? The Big East is the third, fourth, depending on the year, best basketball conference, and they'll never get any higher than that. They're going to always have competitors, but if you're a basketball coach, that is about as good a place as you can land.
Yeah,
literally. I mean, you might not make the money, but you'll have more cachet, more power in your orbit than you will ever had at OU. Sean Miller has gone from the biggest dude on campus, gets to park right next to the president of the university, has the second nicest house next to the president. Now he's going to be vying for time with the baseball team. He is going to step down in stature while raising in program strength. You know what I mean? He's not the big dude in Austin anymore, and he was the king of Ohio.
Yeah.
Or at least Dayton.
In the last 10 years, Georgetown's had a winning record once.
Yeah,
they were 19 and 14.
And part of that was the last of the Thompson years.
Yeah, but it's
I'm talking about the second Thompson, not the first
John
one.
Thompson the third. Yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough. You can't let yourself fall into a hole is what I'm getting at. And Villanova's already one bad coaching hire in.
Well, they tried to keep it in-house, and that was a mistake.
Wrong. Yeah, bad
But
move.
they failed fast.
All right, let's hit a break. We'll be back. Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Spring Golf Classic is back. And it's all about having a great time. Grab your buddies and ladies too and hit the course for a fun, laid-back day of golf, laughs, and a little friendly competition at the Golf Club of Texas. Monday, April 14th. It's just $120 a player or $400 for a foursome. A solid deal for a day of good times with your crew. The Spring Golf Classic benefits the Pan American Golf Association. But don't worry, this isn't some high-stakes tournament. It's all about kicking back, having fun, and making memories. Presented by Fly by England and sponsored by Ancira.com and PPL Motorhomes. After you've crushed it on the course, join us at the Hangar Bar and Grill on Potranco for the ultimate after party. Cold drinks, great food, and good times with all of your buddies. So grab your spot, grab your crew, and tee off for a day of unforgettable fun. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
It's Truck Month at North Park Chevrolet in Castroville. Get 2.9% financing for 72 months on 2025 Silverado 1500s and $10,000 off MSRP on Silverado heavy duties. Buy a new 2025 Equinox posted at $24,999 or $40,999 for a new Traverse. Plus 2 years of no-charge oil changes and car washes. Together, let's drive at North Park Chevrolet. 10 minutes outside Loop 410 in Castroville or at npchevy.com. Must qualify for financing offers. Call 830-355-2107 for full price and offer details.
Calling all snack MVPs, it's time to huddle up with Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, the low-carb, high-protein snack with a flavor-packed crunch. From sea salt and cracked black pepper to hot honey, sweet barbecue, and more, these bold bites are ready to tackle your crunch time cravings. Find your flavor playbook at H-E-B and make every bite count. Because when it's crunch time, there's only one snack you need on your team. Southern Recipe Small Batch.
The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
Hola, mi esposo se lastimó en un accidente ayer. ¿Me puede ayudar?
Claro que sí. Estamos aquí para servirle.
I'm Jeff Davis. At Davis Law Firm, we're here for you 24/7. Our team of Texas attorneys has been helping people injured in car, truck, or 18-wheeler wrecks for more than 25 years. And there's no fee unless we win. Y hablamos español. If you've been hurt, call us at 444-4444.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
Spring is here, and in South Texas, that means storms, wind, rain, and hail. If you've been hit by a storm or think you have damage, now is the time to contact Stevens Roofing and Solar at 210-785-0994. Don't put your trust in an out-of-town storm chaser. Stevens Roofing is a family-owned, locally based company who will be here for years to come. The team at Stevens Roofing and Solar will give you peace of mind when the storms come rolling in. Call 210-785-0994 for Stevens Roofing.
Attention. Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers. So don't wait. If you owe $10, $20, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-750-2525. That's 800-750-2525. Again, that's 800-750-2525.
Welcome to AT&T. How can I help?
Hey, I thought I could trust my twins with my phone, but they outnumber me, man.
Whoa, that's a lot of glitter paint. Let's trade
lives.
At AT&T, everyone can trade in an old or glittered iPhone any year, any condition, and save on a new iPhone. Ask how to get iPhone 16 Pro on us. New and existing customers. Savings vary by device and trade-in combinations. Restrictions apply. See att.com for details. AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
As a fan, you know all the important sports cliches. And when you save money by bundling your home and auto with Progressive, you can get out there and give it 110%, even though that's mathematically impossible. And remember, failure is not an option. Well, it's always an option, just not a good one. But you're not worried because you've got ice in your veins. You're on fire. How can both of those things be true at the same time? Well, that's between you and your doctor. So get out there and leave it all on the field. Leave what? Who cares? Just leave it and save with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Who's cutting down the nets this year? Get in on all the tournament action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest upsets to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code JQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Amazing deals are happening now during SpringFest at Lowe's. Get up to 40% off select major appliances. Plus, save an additional $100 on every $1,000 you spend on select major appliances. And get 5 bags of Stay Green Premium Color 2 cubic foot mulch for just $10. Lowe's. We help. You save. Valid through 4/2. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details and qualifying items. Excludes Hawaii. Discount taken at time of purchase.
If you missed the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you missed this.
Cowboys, according to James Slater, the NFL Network, not in the mix right now for Wham Drop. Wow. The Whams.
The Lambs.
Have released Cooper Kupp. That's what I was trying to say. Thank you, and tip your waitress. That Wasco Wabbit. I can't believe I just went full Elmer Fudd there on that Sports Center. The Whams.
The Whams, huh?
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Yeah. Hey, we got a golf tournament. It's coming up, friends.
Oh, yeah.
Vic's not going to play because
I'm not a golfer.
He's sick.
He's also got to work.
Too.
He's going to keep being sick. April 14th, Golf Club of Texas, San Antonio Sports Star Spring Golf Classic presented by Flat by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer. Benefits to Pan American Golf Association. You can register online at sasportstar.com. $120 a head, or sign up a whole foursome and save. It's $400 for a foursome. That's a savings of $80 is what it looks like to me, doing my quick math. Monday, April 14th, 9 a.m., Golf Club of Texas. Presented by Flat by Yuengling, next generation of light beer. Sponsored in part by Ancira.com, PPL Motorhomes. We had a blast last year, or I guess in the fall, which was last year. The fall was last year. But we had a blast at this thing. Rob and I did, just driving around in our little golf cart, getting hammered, schnockered, and then just
driving for dough,
hanging out with people, knocking some golf balls around. Maybe that's what we should do. Maybe we should bring around a bottle of Fernet and share it with people.
It's the least we could do. I'm going to bring a bottle of Fernet and my alien wedge and just see what happens.
That's a good idea. You know. Is that a legal club?
No, it's not legal. I don't know. It's not legal in my hands. I can tell you that.
I'll tell you what. I don't think that it matters because they actually let me tee off at one hole with a potato launcher last time. I'm
sure we'll have that again.
And you know what? Way more accurate than my drive. I'll tell you that much.
And also a lot more fun.
No slice. Not even a little bit. It was incredible. So, yeah, get signed up. We'll see you out there at the Golf Club of Texas. That is April 14th. I'm excited for that thing, man. Excited to be back out there. And then afterwards, be a live broadcast of the Blitz at the Hangar Bar and Grill on Petrenko. You can sign up now at sasportstar.com. Rob and I will do the award ceremony after where we'll
barely go.
Congratulations.
Now, I know a lot of you guys are singles that are wanting to come in. Don't worry. Just get yourself signed up. You'll save some money if you got your foursome already together. Go get your boss, get the credit card. But if you're alone and want to play, don't worry. Just
we'll
get
pair you
yourself,
with some good people.
We'll find a good team for you.
Yeah.
And for the right money, we'll make sure that you are the D player. You know what I mean?
Yes. Or you're just on a team with 3 hot chicks.
There's that.
How good would that be?
Yeah.
Oh. Putt for dough, drive
for show.
Something like that. I don't know.
The size of the fight and the dog.
Yeah, it's not the size of the driver.
No.
It's the dimples on the balls or something. I don't know how.
Ocean in the ocean. Something. I don't know.
I don't know what the saying is, but it all leads to
the size of the boat.
The exact same thing, if you know what I mean. If you know what I mean. If you're picking up what I'm putting down. All right, let's make a switch, change it up, and go to the association where I didn't hear anyone on TV crying today because Damian Lillard has deep vein thrombosis. No one talked about how devastating it was. Why not?
Somebody sent me a meme. Oh, I need to find it. Remember that kid back when Britney Spears was on trial, and there was the kid underneath the blanket? Like, why won't they leave her alone? Why won't they talk more about Juju?
Yeah.
Juju's hurt. We can't watch basketball. Who's Dame Lillard?
Dame Lillard? What?
Who?
The thrombosis.
But what about Juju?
Lillard's missed the last 3 games with what they thought was a calf strain, but it turns out it was deep vein thrombosis.
That's a scary thing, man. So you think you've got a bruise. They go and go, there's a blood clot in your calf that if it breaks loose, can either hit your heart and give you a heart attack, or if it makes it through there, hit your brain and give you an aneurysm and kill you in a second.
Now, he is on, he's been on
thinners,
blood thinning medication for the last couple days now. They think that they've got him about right, and they are now going through the process to make sure he can return to play safely. And because the Bucks are a playoff team, he will be returning this year. He's not.
I was looking into some numbers
because I noticed they didn't say Dame Lillard shut down for the season immediately.
I will say this, that they actually have a better record without him.
Really?
So while they might be sad, the fact of the matter is, without him, they've got a better record, and the plus-minus defense is better. I'm not saying that they're hurt and it's bad, but it's funny how the numbers show that they're probably better when he's not on.
The Bucks are 8-5 this year when he sits, but they go from
their offense is awful.
116 points per game to 108 points per game.
He matters
when he sits.
It's just a strange stat when you go, wait a minute, we're 8-5 without him.
Yeah,
they're going to get him. It'll be an interesting case study when you look at a team that's chasing the playoffs, like them, and a Spurs team that says, just take the rest of the season off, and you want to go buy a convertible, feel free. Go buy yourself a used Datsun.
Before they even finished saying deep vein thrombosis, they were like, he's done for the season.
He's done for the season.
Deep vein, out for the year.
No, he's done.
Dame Lillard, they're like, yeah, we're probably going to saw his leg off at the knee, get him a prosthetic, and get him back out there for the playoffs.
Put some ice on it, cool it. He'll be fine.
Yeah,
cryotherapy.
We'll solder it to we've got some. We've been doing a lot with adamantium. We feel.
And by the way, we're paying him like $50 million, right? He's coming to work.
Yeah, he'll be here. I did find the dichotomy between the way the two teams handled it to be kind of amusing.
Will he be back? Oh yeah, he'll be back.
Oh, of course. Yeah, he's taking medicine. He'll be back. This isn't a season-ending thing. And then the Spurs are like, shh, it is.
Don't talk too loud.
See, you could die. You gotta be careful. Yeah, the Spurs aren't trying to win. They are not trying to win.
Judging by last night's output.
Well, we thought the Heat weren't trying to win.
Oh, you want to judge how much they hate Jimmy Butler?
Suddenly, the Heat tried to win. Jimmy Butler there was a 40-second video of Miami Heat highlights, Jimmy Butler Heat highlights playing on the big screen in Miami last night.
What was the reaction from the fans, I wonder?
There was cheers.
Well, I mean,
it was a relatively positive reaction. And he said, "I got a love in the city for the fan base here. Video was nice. I won't say there was a lot of emotions though. I think I went into this thing level-headed. We wanted to win a game. It didn't go the way we planned. We'll be all right." The final was 112-86.
They beat the doors off you guys.
Listen, man, it's real nice, and you'll hear all the stats about, since Jimmy Butler's been in Golden State, they win. Well, I don't think it's a coincidence that Steph Curry didn't play last night and they got throttled. He is still the straw that stirs the drink in Golden State. It is still Steph Curry's team. They will go as far as Steph Curry can carry them. Jimmy Butler's a nice piece to add, but he is a piece.
Yeah, but there was an intent. Even if Steph would have played, I don't think Miami was going down. How many games had they lost in a row?
1 million before last night.
That made me happy. That just went to show some of the things I thought were, in fact, true.
Well, the Heat shot 17 of 25 from three. I'm doing some quick math there. That's 68%. I don't know that you can lose a basketball game if you shoot 68% from
Spurs
three.
Could.
They
can find a way.
You know what? We'll never know. They'll never shoot 68% from three.
Well, that'd only take 5 of them.
But the Warriors now have lost back-to-back games, and, of course, Curry missed both of those games. But they say they do expect him to play on Friday in New Orleans, so they're hoping that he can get back and get back into the flow of things. But, yeah, a very rude welcoming, at least by the Heat, for old Jim Butler.
Considering he had organized his own photo op, he called the media that he was down playing dominoes in Little Havana and hanging out, drinking coffee, and these are my boys, these are my peeps.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on. Let's play some games.
The first team to hit the 60-win mark last night became the Oklahoma City Thunder. They eked out a 121-105 victory over Sacramento. 60 wins, that ties the record for the most that the club has had since they left Seattle. That was 2012-2013 that they had 60 wins. The franchise record for wins is 64. That was back in 1996. That was the year, if I'm not mistaken.
That was the Sonics.
They lost in the first round. They were the 1 seed. They lost to the Nuggets. That's like Mutombo laid on the floor holding the ball. That was that team, if I'm not mistaken.
Nugs, yep.
I'm going to guess that this team will not lose in the first round. They do not seem like they are on pace to lose in the first round. They are continuing to just look like a monster, and they're going to win more than 64 games, by the way.
46 double-digit wins, fourth most in double-digit wins in NBA history. They could end up second all-time. They're up. Everything that they're doing, everybody else that has done it has won a title. Shai Gilgeous, 45th 30-point game this season. It's a 65th straight 20-plus point game. 4 more games, he'll tie Jordan for the 4th longest in one season. They are just the Borg. They just roll in. Whatever you can't do, they do better, and they beat you.
60 wins, 10 games left. How many do they end up with?
68.
Whew. Man.
I mean, they're playing teams that don't want to win, and they don't even have to try to win. So they might lose 1 or 2 just because, hey, everybody takes the night off. But even that G League team pants the Sixers. I mean, even them and Jalen, that was it.
They've got a 4-game home streak or home stretch now with Memphis, Indiana, Chicago, Detroit.
There's some tough ones in there.
Then they have a one-off at Houston, 2 home games against the Lakers.
Well, they might not win 68.
And then they finish with 3 roadies: Phoenix, Utah, New Orleans.
They'll be close, but there's some teams in there that need wins, and they don't necessarily need them.
I mean, they've lost 1 time in the last calendar month. So
yeah, if they lose, it'll be not on purpose, but it'll be by design.
They've won 14 of their last 15 games. I mean, they are just it's a juggernaut.
There's home wins, there's road wins, and when the Spurs were at their very best, they could fall out of bed and win at home. There was a year where they could have gone undefeated. They lost their last home game. Winning at home is one thing. The streak on the road is the most amazing number that they'll finish this season with, because as the season has gone, there's only 2 or 3 teams that every team gets up for.
Yeah.
And they're one. They get everybody's best effort or their worst effort because they know they're about to lose.
This is last night marked the 5th time this season. Think about this. 5 times that they've had at least a 7-game winning streak in the season.
And, Cleveland has kind of tailed off.
There's teams who don't have a 7-game win streak all year. They've done it 5 times.
Well, the Spurs don't. I can't remember the last time they ripped off 7. We've got this clash of 2 teams that by every metric, by every number, should be world champions. And then there's the Celtics.
Yeah. Although the Cavs,
they're stumbling lately, but
relatively, they've kind of righted the ship. They've won back-to-back games now, but the Celtics are picking it up. Celtics 5 games behind the Cavs now, but still they're going to be the 2 seed in this thing. You're right. It's going to be a battle of Goliaths when it happens. Whether it's assuming OKC wins the West, which listen, there's a lot of teams in the West that are good. I think there's one that's on a different plane. In the East, I'll be shocked if anyone besides Cleveland or Boston is there at the end. It can only be one of those 2 teams. I can't picture a world where it's the Knicks or the Bucks or the Pistons. I just don't see it. Like those teams, like the Pistons are obviously very improved, but can they win 4 out of 7 against the Celtics or the Cavs? I don't think there's a chance in hell.
No, but it could go 7 and it could be fun. And that's what the NBA wants. I think right now everything is falling into the NBA's dream scenario, where you have LeBron and Steph and the old dudes on the periphery trying hard just for one last run. You have the legitimate next in Cleveland, Oklahoma City, and Boston who continues. You've got the stars still playing. You got your great teams on a collision course. It feels like, as the NBA has put this, as it comes into place, this is the ideal ratings bonanza because you've got everything in play.
And in both, in the East, you've got Cleveland, young, up and coming, new blood, Boston, defending champs, and the Celtics. Your third best team is the Knicks, which would always be a great thing. In the West, you've got OKC, young, up and coming, got the MVP of the league on their team. If it's not them, the NBA is praying to God that it's either the Lakers or the Warriors.
Absolutely.
Because anybody else would be a nightmare.
I mean, the Nuggets would bring
no
Luka.
One wants to see the Nuggets.
A Joker would be, no one wants to see it, but at least they'd have a name, and they could, drop the best player in the world kind of stuff. But I don't think Denver's good enough to do it.
You know it wouldn't be a competitive series, and Joker doesn't have the star power that like a LeBron or a Steph has.
And I don't think I don't think the Nuggets, as we sit, could beat.
I don't think they can either. All right, let's hit a quick break. Last break of the hour. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I hope you woke this morning and washed yourself clean underneath a Connecticut water-softened shower. If that's you, carry on. You are doing things right. Keep it to yourself. Or tell a friend because they're missing out. If you don't have a Connecticut water softener, you quite frankly probably have no idea what I'm talking about. You, on the other hand, are dealing with some things that, quite frankly, you shouldn't have to. If you're worried about that white powder on your glasses when your neighbors come over, you have to wipe them down. If you ever looked on your dog bowl, if it looks a little scaly there, have you ever used shampoo and when you were done, you're like, my skin is drier now than when I started? If that's you, you probably have water softener issues. You're probably dealing with that sediment that limestone that makes that filters our water leaves on our pipes, on our skin, in our dog bowl, and our glasses. If you're dealing with that, stop. There's a fix. It's Connecticut. They're designed and built in the United States. They don't plug in. There's not even a computer motherboard. They work. That's all that matters. They save you on power. They save you on salt, and they continue to work day after day, year after year. You know why? Because it only works when you do. There's no weird cycle program. There's nothing to plug in. It just works whenever you turn on the faucet, and and have the peace of mind of having clean pipes and clean ice. You want one? Here's how you get it. If you'll dial 656-PURE right now, Connecticut will come out and put a brand new water softener in your home for 90 days. That's just the beginning. There's great financing involved if you're ready to buy. There's money in your old water softener. They can give you up to $400 for that. And when you do decide to buy, you're going to get a warranty that is ironclad, apples to apples, orange to oranges. You'll never see a better one. I've been told that. I've never actually used mine, so I'll wait to tell you when I finally have to use it. Mine's never broken. If you buy today, they'll also add in a reverse osmosis drinking station, one of those things I had to buy. If you're a water bottle buyer, you'll never buy another one. It will take care of all those, ongoing water issues around your house. And no better time to get a Connecticut. Call them today, 656-PURE. I'd go get some more details, and that's at ConnecticutSA.com. Listen to me close. If you don't have a Connecticut, you're waiting on calling a plumber. Call Connecticut today. They're going to get you taken care of. Come on by and thank me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Now that we're getting more volume on the roadways, we're starting to fill in. We've got a crash I-10 eastbound as you approach Steves Avenue, south side. It's in the center lane. I-10 westbound Roosevelt, accident, left lane blocked. A crash at Loop 410 eastbound at Northwest Military Highway, taking up a right lane. And another crash at 90 eastbound at General Hudnell. Still have that ongoing road work, 35 northbound O'Connor to Judson Road. 2 right lanes still blocked, and that's causing about a 10-minute delay slow from Walsham. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Whataburger. Good morning. For a limited time, stop by from 6 to 11 a.m. daily and get the $5 breakfast Whata deal. Either a taquito or honey butter chicken biscuit and any drink for just $5. Available only at Whataburger.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, let's talk ED because millions of men experience it. But not everyone can access or afford treatments like Viagra. Hims can help. Through Hims.com, you can access a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. To start your free online visit and save up to 95%, go to Hims.com/joy. HIMS.com/JOY.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
Now, the Sarlacc is a terrifying creature that was created by attaching a ferocious, sharp, giant fangs to an armadillo named Apita from the Guadalajara Zoo. He's famous down there. He can beat you at tic-a-tac-a-toe 3 games out of 4.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Pizza craving? We've got you covered at Round Table Pizza. We've been crafting pizzas with premium, high-quality ingredients for over 60 years. From our made-from-scratch dough to our savory toppings piled all the way to the edge. Find your nearest location or order delivery at roundtablepizza.com.
The Blitz is going to Vegas. Come along for an unforgettable Mega March weekend at Circa Las Vegas, March 27th through the 30th for opening day and the second weekend of the tournament. Thursday, March 27th, celebrate the start of the baseball season and watch all the games at the world's largest sports book, plus the ultimate March Hoops experience. Take in the action in the 6 pools and the 143-foot screen at Stadium Swim. Book now and use promo code BLITZ at CircaLasVegas.com and join Jason and Joe at Circa Resort and Casino.
You want to add more excitement watching games? Make sure you download the Underdog app. Jason Minix here. Baseball is back, and you can make opening day and every other game day more exciting with Underdog. Play the Pick'em game where you choose whether a player will go higher or lower on their stats. So download the Underdog app. Sign up now using the promo code STAR to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. Join in on the fun when you sign up with promo code STAR. Claim your special offer today and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly upon your first deposit. Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Massachusetts and Arizona, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Void in Colorado. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. Arizona, 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
Quiet down. Here she comes. Surprise! Your accountant just emailed to say your quarterly taxes are way higher than you were expecting.
At Progressive, we know small business owners don't usually like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting discounts with a commercial auto quote from Progressive.
Also, your favorite employee is leaving. They're going to pursue their dream of being a veterinarian.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Welcome to AT&T. How can I help?
Hey, I thought I could trust my twins with my phone, but they outnumber me, man.
Whoa, that's a lot of glitter paint. Let's trade
lives.
At AT&T, everyone can trade in an old or glittered iPhone any year, any condition, and save on a new iPhone. Ask how to get iPhone 16 Pro on us. New and existing customers. Savings vary by device and trade-in combinations. Restrictions apply. See att.com for details. AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
Hello, Gentle Relief, without the harsh side effects, with Miralax. It works naturally with the water in your body for constipation relief. Find Miralax today at Walmart. Use as directed for occasional constipation.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Spring Golf Classic is back. And it's all about having a great time. Grab your buddies and ladies too. And hit the course for a fun, laid-back day of golf, laughs, and a little friendly competition at the Golf Club of Texas. Monday, April 14th. It's just $120 a player or $400 for a foursome. A solid deal for a day of good times with your crew. The Spring Golf Classic benefits the Pan American Golf Association. But don't worry, this isn't some high-stakes tournament. It's all about kicking back, having fun, and making memories. Presented by Fly by England and sponsored by Ancira.com and PBL Motorhomes. After you've crushed it on the course, join us at the Hangar Bar and Grill on Potranco for the ultimate after party. Cold drinks, great food, and good times with all of your buddies. So grab your spot, grab your crew, and tee off for a day of unforgettable fun. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
This is Joe Reinagel. You're listening to the home of the Aggies, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Dun, 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 dun. Dum. What a cool song. Yeah, we did. Oh, man.
Good stuff.
Smoke on the wall. Yeah, oh, yeah, Deep Purple.
Isn't that the first song we all learned to play on your guitar?
Yeah.
3 chords. And the truth.
We didn't have much time. Where were we when we last cut this conversation off? We were talking about the hopefuls for the NBA, like who they're hoping will be in the finals. I think you could hope for Celtics, Lakers every year, but I really think that they're looking to pass the torch, and I think you've got two teams that are so ready.
Well, what we have is it's not often that we saw back in November what the potential was, and it's still there. I mean, the Denver Nuggets have dropped a bit. Phoenix hasn't lived up, but we saw Boston being what they were. Cleveland looked like they were forming something, and they're far more than we expected. But Oklahoma City has lived up to the billing. We saw it 2 years ago.
They've exceeded it.
Yeah, and they drafted well, and they improved. Then their best player became an MVP, and they've taken the logical steps to being the world champions.
Because if I told you that the Thunder would finish with 60 wins, you would have gone, wow, big success.
Well, no, yeah, but I know what they did last year. They should. I mean, this is a team, but they've taken every correct step, just like when the Denver Nuggets built themselves through the bubble. Somebody gets hurt, they get better, they draft appropriately, then they win a championship. Oklahoma City has done every step correct. And the equal sign, after all those draft picks and all the appropriate stuff, should equal championship. That's what the math said 3 years ago, and here they sit. You know what that means? That translates into massive TV ratings because they've built this story. We've followed them from the get-go. We followed how they used all the draft picks. We watched them grow, and they've done that. Cleveland kind of jumped a step or two, and Boston, well, they're the champs. It's going to lend itself to huge TV viewers because we followed this. It's not going to be a surprise team in the finals that we're just kind of interested for a game. These are 4 teams that were imminent, and here they sit.
We have not had a 65-win regular season team since the 2017-18 season. That was the Rockets. Obviously, the year before that was Golden State when they won 67. But I mean, you're talking 7 years since we've had a team, and the Thunder are probably going to win more than 65. So it's impressive, man. It really is. I, for one, am hoping that because I think anybody else in the West would be disappointing. I just want Thunder versus either Celtics or Cavs.
I can't imagine it won't be that. Minus dread injury. I can't imagine.
Yeah, and that's what it should be. The way this season has gone, that's what it should be. I will be literally disappointed if we don't get one of those two series.
Well, the good news, if it doesn't happen, it'll be because a superstar like LeBron or Steph woke up and did superstar stuff. That's the only reason it wouldn't happen, and if that were to happen, it might be just as good a story.
It better not be Kawhi.
Well, I said superstar, not malingerer.
All right, we're halfway there. Halfway there on a hump. Oh, it's hump hour. Oh, happy hump hour. We'll be back. Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
On your ride to work, it's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM, Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. If you have a spicy side, Taco Bell now has a menu to match. Taco Bell's new caliente sauce made with red jalapenos is the spicy side of Cantina chicken. Try it today, only at Taco Bell. At participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only, while supplies last. Contact store for availability.
March is National Nutrition Month, and the City of San Antonio Metropolitan Health District invites you to celebrate the role food plays in our health and well-being. Food connects us to our cultures, our families, and our friends. Health, culture, and access all shape how we relate to food. The foods we choose play a big part in our overall health and physical fitness. This March, join Metro Health in celebrating how food connects us and how it nourishes both body and mind. Healthy people, healthy community. For more information, visit sa.gov/health.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to stabilize your foundation.
Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row.
Groundworks is the official foundation repair company of Texas Athletics. Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio where I've practiced for more than 30 years. And San Antonio has really grown since I started practicing law. The risk of injury in a car crash today is greater than it's ever been, because every day we're forced to share our roads with 80,000-pound 18-wheelers and some truly dangerous drivers. If you or a family member is injured in a car crash, know this: the insurance companies are mobilized against you. They have highly trained adjusters and a long roster of attorneys with one job: pay as little as possible. Their techniques are extensive, and I believe you have zero chance of obtaining a fair recovery on your own. If you're involved in a car crash, you need to hire an attorney as soon as possible after the collision and before you speak to the insurance company's adjusters. Now, I do not have a comic book nickname. I do not call myself the Law Eagle, the Tiger Lawyer, the Law Chupacabra. I think the practice of law needs to be taken more seriously. If you've been injured, call me, Jason Thompson, for a free consultation. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400, or my website, alawyerforus.com.
As a fan, you know all the important sports cliches. And when you save money by bundling your home and auto with Progressive, you can get out there and give it 110%, even though that's mathematically impossible. And remember, failure is not an option. Well, it's always an option, just not a good one. But you're not worried because you've got ice in your veins. You're on fire. How can both of those things be true at the same time? Well, that's between you and your doctor. So get out there and leave it all on the field. Leave what? Who cares? Just leave it and save with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Welcome to AT&T. How can I help?
Hey, I thought I could trust my twins with my phone, but they outnumber me, man.
Whoa, that's a lot of glitter paint. Let's trade
lives.
At AT&T, everyone can trade in an old or glittered iPhone any year, any condition, and save on a new iPhone. Ask how to get iPhone 16 Pro on us. New and existing customers. Savings vary by device and trade-in combinations. Restrictions apply. See att.com for details. AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
Ever feel like everything in life is moving at hyperspeed? Slow things down with the all-new Nissan Murano, an unapologetic refuge amidst the daily hustle and bustle. Re-energize with massaging leather-appointed seats to melt away the tension of a busy day. Escape into your favorite music with a Bose premium sound system, or set the vibe with ambient mood lighting. Because sometimes the greatest rush is not rushing at all. Check out the all-new Nissan Murano at nissanusa.com. Panoramic moonroof, ambient lighting, and massaging leather-appointed seats are optional features.
Something amazing is happening in data management. Even though storage needs are constantly changing, companies are only paying for what they need now. That's because CDW customized a Pure Storage Evergreen One SLA-driven storage as a service solution that delivers enterprise-grade hybrid cloud storage that is effortless, efficient, and evergreen. Simplify storage administration with Pure Storage and CDW. Make amazing happen. Find out more at cdw.com/purestorage.
George gets justice. After being hit by an 18-wheeler, the experienced attorneys of George Salinas Injury Lawyers are San Antonio's choice for getting you the maximum compensation you deserve. With over 110 years of combined experience, they've recovered millions for their clients. 18-wheelers may be bigger than you on the road, but you can be bigger than them in the courtroom. George guarantees that you don't pay unless they win your case. Call 210-225-0909 today for a free consultation. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Spring Golf Classic is back. And it's all about having a great time. Grab your buddies and ladies too. Hit the course for a fun, laid-back day of golf, laughs, and a little friendly competition at the Golf Club of Texas. Monday, April 14th. It's just $120 a player or $400 for a foursome. A solid deal for a day of good times with your crew. The Spring Golf Classic benefits the Pan American Golf Association. But don't worry, this isn't some high-stakes tournament. It's all about kicking back, having fun, and making memories. Presented by Flight by Yingling and sponsored by Ancira.com and PPL Motorhomes. After you've crushed it on the course, join us at the Hangar Bar and Grill on Potranco for the ultimate after party. Cold drinks, great food, and good times with all of your buddies. So grab your spot, grab your crew, and tee off for a day of unforgettable fun. Sign up now at sasportstar.com. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Still working that trouble spot on Highway 90 eastbound 36th Street, west side of town. This wreck has got 2 right lanes blocked. A little bit of stop and go from Callahan. New trouble spot 1604 southbound at Culebra. This wreck has you stop and go from Bandera Road, so tack on at least an extra 6-8 minutes to your commute. Did clear the wreck at 14 eastbound at Northwest Military Highway. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The San Antonio Spurs 3-game win streak came to a proper close last night as they fell to the Detroit Pistons 122-96. Devin Vassell paced them with 26. Steph Castle on one wheel had 19 in the loss. They return to action tomorrow against Cleveland in Cleveland. Busy day in the NFL. The New England Patriots signed free agent wide receiver Stephon Diggs to a 3-year, $69 million deal. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This Sports Center update brought to you by Twin Peaks.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hump Day! Hump Day!
Halfway there.
Celebrate appropriately.
Living on a prayer.
Yeah.
Morning Huddle. 8 o'clock hour on a Wednesday on a hump day.
Boys are headed to Vegas.
They are. They're on their way, man. They're heading to.
I guess
I think they go tonight.
Are they going after their show
They go
tonight?
after the show tonight. Yeah.
To the beautiful downtown Circa. If you want to join them, they still got room promos. Use the code BLITZ at the Circa, and I guess they send hookers to your room. I don't know.
I don't think they do that.
They don't do that?
No, I don't.
I've heard tell what happens in Vegas, you have to leave there.
I don't think that's how it works, but
they have a deal.
Yeah, but I don't think it has anything to do with sex favors.
No, for those that are going, of course not.
And they're bringing their wives.
Well, then there might be some favors involved.
Big mistake, by the way. Big mistake. You know what wives do? They say
they weigh you down, slow you down.
They really do out there, man. Like
I don't want to go.
Oh, well, not just that, but what wives do is, and I know dudes should do this. They should worry about, I just lost $2,000 on the blackjack table.
Mortgage.
But
okay.
If you lose $2,000 on the blackjack table, you already feel bad as the man. What you don't need is that magnification of your wife saying, I can't believe you just lost $2,000 on the blackjack table. I cannot believe you did that. Like, it just makes it feel even worse. Like, you don't want to deal with that. You just want to suffer what you've done on your own.
Yeah.
'Cause they're never going to make you feel better about it.
I've lost a fair amount, but I've always lost when my wife wasn't around. Because if she was there, and when she is, when I'm winning, she pilfers the money.
Yes,
she takes it. So
my
I
wife
think
does the
I've
same.
lost.
She's like, let's take some of these off the table.
I won't even know, and then I'll count and I'm like, I thought I had. My wife's like, yeah, you had a pretty good run. Now I'm going to go get a massage.
It's very difficult.
Now, I'm going to go down to the Gucci store. I thought you had a better run too. I'll see you later.
It's very difficult to gamble with your wife there.
Oh, but there's no better place. Seriously, if you haven't been to the Circa, and they have brought fun and a little bit of class back to downtown. They really have. They really improved downtown.
It needed it. Trust me. Yeah, a Circa's a great place, man. Great atmosphere. The best sports book in the city. Period. You know, and arguably in the country, in the world. Maybe, I don't know. I've never been to Macau, but
I hear it's nice.
I hear they've got big sports books there. Mm-hmm. But this one's pretty intense, and it's a great place to be for the Sweet 16. Great place to be for opening day tomorrow. So I'm guessing the boys will be hanging out in the sports book.
Yeah, and there's a lot of guys going. I've been asked whether I'm going or not.
No.
We hold down the fort.
Yeah, we got to work. We're here working, just grinding.
Just grind.
That's
what I do. Grind.
More grinding. That's all we do around here. Just Rob and I grind. While the boys have all the fun. All the fun. And even when we go to Vegas for work,
You're still grinding.
We work the whole time. Yeah. Like as soon as our show ends, Rob and I get right back to work.
That's right.
Right back to work. And we don't go lay by the pool together.
No, we're chasing leads.
Yeah. That's right. I guess that's what
they bought it so far.
I guess that's what separates our show from theirs.
When you're standing in a sports book and you're really not working, but you are. You know,
Chris says I'm the opposite. I'm the one that doesn't ever want to go. I mean, Vegas isn't for everybody. All right, it really isn't.
Too expensive, I think. You just walk that way. It's $30.
Vegas, it's funny. I wish that I had lived in the days when Vegas was the cheap place to go, and like you got free rooms and free buffets, and now it's like I get free rooms in Vegas.
It's $100 buffets.
But the only reason I get free rooms is because
you bet.
I'm running a lot of money through the place.
Well, that's the key. And used to, we didn't have to track the money that we were running through. You just got it. Now, if you don't have your card in and if you're not rated, what's the point?
Yep.
And there's still perks to be had. For those that are regulars, you can still, if you are willing to spend the money, you'll get a fair amount back. They know what they're doing, but it's nothing easy anymore. Just sitting at a slot machine does not bring you drinks like it used to.
No. But I wish that I had lived through that era of Vegas. But, you know, you're right. It is expensive, but it's also
you can find your niche.
You can get the best food in the world there. I mean, there is something to be said about like, yeah,
I want a good steak if I go there.
You can.
Yeah.
It's
$300 steak.
Yeah, you can get whatever you want there.
You can get $100. You can get $50 steak. You can get $10 steak if you want.
Yeah. Now the quality is going to be different.
No, but I mean, I thoroughly enjoy Vegas about every 3-4 months. I'm not a.
It's somewhat frequent, but
I mean, I don't go 3 or 4 months, but when I go, I have no desire to go back for several months. And that's lengthened as I've gotten older.
Before I lived there were years where Fred and I would fly out there 14 or 15 times a year for 4 or 5 day trips.
Mm-hmm.
And it would become exhausting.
It is. You can only gamble so long.
Because I was covering every major boxing match, covering the UFC when they were out there. I mean, it was just constant, and it can beat you down. And there were times when I'd look at Fred and be like, dude,
I just want to go home.
Good rule of thumb.
Let's skip this one.
Is if you come to a casino so much that you can find your way out from anywhere in the building.
You're there.
You know where all the exits are.
Yeah.
You've been to Vegas too long. You've been there too long.
Yeah.
The moment you can find your way out without a problem, like I know where the exits are. You've been in that place too long.
Yep. Oh, I can tell you where every nook and cranny of Caesars and the MGM Grand are. Like I know I could walk through them blindfolded.
I'm getting that way with New York and MGM. I'm getting that way. I mean, I know. When you start to know the dealers, like, oh, she's not going to be on for another hour.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go get some lunch.
Colton says, AJ, I'm moving home in a couple weeks. My wife is staying in San Antonio until September. We need a list of tips from your wife on how she survives without you there. She's probably thriving without me there.
She looks
frankly.
fabulous.
It's not a corgi.
She's I mean, the color's back. She looks wonderful. I don't know what you had done.
How
to her.
am I surviving is the question.
Now, you, on the other hand, are just a shell of yourself.
Top ramen, key, and breakfast cereal. That's and lots of whiskey. In fact, if you find the right cereal, you pour whiskey on it, and boom, 2 birds, 1 stone. 2 birds, 1 stone.
It's your lucky charm.
And I call them drunken noodles. I make my ramen. I boil it with bourbon. It's a drunken noodle recipe that I've got.
Oh.
No, I mean she's staying busy. She's getting the house ready to go now. We've got 2 kids, so she's running around dealing with all the kid stuff by herself, which is probably a giant pain in the ass. Luckily, one of them can drive himself, but
and that's winding down.
Yeah,
it's almost done. You've made it through purgatory.
Oh, yesterday my kids' team, they played Bishop Gorman.
Oh, hate those guys.
It was 0-0 in the 4th inning, and the wheels came off, and they got curb stomped. I think the final was 11-2 or something. They just got there.
Well, Gorman's probably playing 8 D1 dudes.
They are. Yeah, they're a good squad, but They play them again today, so they play back to back. My kid.
Is this a district game?
Yeah. My kid didn't. He didn't pitch yesterday, so I'm guessing he'll pitch today. So hopefully goes a little bit better. But
they're worn out.
I hope so. I think they scored all their runs yesterday. That's what I like to think happened. But that's what my wife was like. Of all the teams to kick the crap out of us, that's the worst.
Gorman is like Lake Travis or Westlake in Texas. It
is, except it's even worse because they give scholarships.
Yeah, it's private.
They've got they got
Dana White's kid.
They've got apartments right next to their campus where their athletes play, where their athletes stay. It's like, you think there's their football team, their offensive line, like the average weight is 310. They're all Samoans. It's like, would you like to live in the United States of America? And they're like, what? Yeah, that sounds great. Real education, friend. Come on.
BYU's been doing that forever.
Yeah, they've got it figured out.
Want to come to America? Have you ever had any thoughts on the LDS Church?
Yeah, I think the kid yesterday they said was throwing 94, 95. And I was like, well, it's going to be tough to beat.
I played in that. Well, I haven't. I've taken some kids and played in their gym. It's a cathedral. That's a palace. Is it? High school. Yeah, the whole high school is unbelievable.
The funniest thing is last year they had to can their coach, their baseball coach, because he was charging the kids. I don't know what the baseball coach at Bishop Gorman makes. I'm sure he makes a decent living. He was charging kids to use their facilities, like their batting cages and stuff, and pocketing the money.
That's a coach after my own heart.
And they found it, and they were like, dude, you're fired. Like, what are you doing?
You want the batting cage to be $5?
These kids are already paying like $50,000 a semester to come here, and now you're like, you're charging them to use the batting cages?
$5, man. I'm down.
That's
what a dope.
They get better?
Yeah. You want to be good enough to play?
Get good? Give me $20.
Yeah, you're going to need to spend. You're going to need to spin.
Now, the really good guys, they're not paying tuition. They're living for free, and they're betting the batting cage. But you as a
bottom of the roster kid, you need the extra work. It's going to cost you, though.
Give me $20.
It's going to cost you if you want to get reps over X. All right, let's with the next segment, I'm going to give away some Final Four Fan Fest tickets for starters, and I think we need to we've been talking basketball, but you know what we didn't talk was the big game last night. We
told you how to play that game, where your money should go, and we were right.
Between the Spurs and the Pistons, a game that was, if I'm not mistaken, was a 1-point game with 3.5 minutes to go in the first.
That was it.
And things took a turn for the worse after that. We'll talk about that next. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1.
It's time for the herd you love. It's time for professional spring football. The San Antonio Brahmas are back, bringing you more of the action, the celebration, and the unforgettable moments you love. Join us for our home opener Sunday, April 27th at 2 when the Brahmas bring the Fiesta to the gridiron with our Viva Fiesta, Viva Brahmas themed game. Bring the energy to the Alamo Dome as your San Antonio Brahmas take on the Houston Roughnecks. Tickets on sale now at UFLbrahmas.com. That's UFLbrahmas.com. Our town, our team, our herd.
Ready to shoot your shot? Log into BetMGM and make your picks in our March Matchups $250K Pick'em for your chance to win a share of bonus bets. It's free to play and easy to get started. Just log into your BetMGM account and predict what will happen at different points throughout the college basketball tournament. You'll earn points with every correct answer, which gives you a shot to win a share of bonus bets. Just pick what will happen throughout March Matchups, and if you make enough correct picks, you'll win a share of bonus bets. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to gamble responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age and older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. For New York, call 8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. For Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. For Massachusetts, 1-800-327-5050. For Iowa, 1-800-BETS-OFF. For Puerto Rico, 1-800-981-0023. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards or non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 7 days. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
At Diamonds Direct, we believe luxury is an experience and not a price tag. Luxury is expert guidance. It's the selection of 10 jewelry stores under one roof. It's saving time on endless comparison shopping. And you'll only find this experience at Diamonds Direct. Our luxury showroom has it all backed by our lifetime warranties and our signature best price guarantee. Diamonds Direct is the perfect combination of luxury and value, so you don't ever have to compromise. Learn more at diamondsdirect.com. Diamonds Direct, your love, our passion.
Hey, listen up, San Antonio. Many of the successes you've had began with a great opportunity. Now, here's another one. Get started on your degree or certificate in San Antonio. Choose from more than 135 degree and certificate programs, faster onboarding, and more from University of Maryland Global Campus. Get personalized local support services and take online or hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATX.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio where I've practiced for more than 30 years. And San Antonio has really grown since I started practicing law. The risk of injury in a car crash today is greater than it's ever been, because every day we're forced to share our roads with 80,000-pound 18-wheelers and some truly dangerous drivers. If you or a family member is injured in a car crash, know this: the insurance companies are mobilized against you. They have highly trained adjusters and a long roster of attorneys with one job: pay as little as possible. Their techniques are extensive, and I believe you have zero chance of obtaining a fair recovery on your own. If you're involved in a car crash, you need to hire an attorney as soon as possible after the collision and before you speak to the insurance company's adjusters. Now, I do not have a comic book nickname. I do not call myself the Law Eagle, the Tiger Lawyer, the Law Chupacabra. I think the practice of law needs to be taken more seriously. If you've been injured, call me, Jason Thompson, for a free consultation. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400, or my website, alawyerforus.com.
Nigel, what are you doing with all this stuff in the break room? It looks like a farmer's market in here.
I'm changing my eating habits, embracing good quality nutrition with fresh produce.
Call Quarter Moon for your $58.99 AC inspection. For a limited time, just $58.99.
Nigel, that's a pretty impressive healthy salad you've assembled.
Thanks, Joel. Now step back. The grease is hot.
Grease?
Quarter Moon Plumbing, Heat, and AC. 210-651-5899. License number TACLA 1410748 and 16004.
Don't you wish your life came with a warning app?
Stop. That dog does not want to be petted.
Just a little heads up before something bad happens.
Move your coffee cup away from your computer.
Oh, no.
So you can have more control.
Stop. You're texting your boss by mistake.
Uh-oh. Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes like managing your weight, getting active, stopping smoking, and eating healthier, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. It's easy to learn your risk. Take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Warning. The cap is loose on that ketchup.
Ugh. Don't wait. You have the power to change the outcome. Visit doihaveprediabetes.org today. That's doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, it was a busy day on the 40 acres yesterday. A new head basketball coach, plus it was pro day. We'll talk about it with Bob Ballou from KI Sports.
Plus, the UFL season kicks off this weekend, and we kick off Wednesdays with Wade. Wade Phillips, the Brahmas head coach, joins us at 4:35.
The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime!
Yeah! Usually you only play stuff like this for me on Friday, Vic.
Yeah.
You're rewarding me today for my good behavior.
I haven't been here.
And then I'm being penalized? You're getting rewarded, and then my behavior is being penalized?
Yes, because I've got the eye of the tiger. Hey! Already brushing off the dust. Hear that sound. Oh,
Who's
gonna
this?
shake the ground. This is Katy Perry.
Oh, yeah.
Hey!
Who's her husband?
Is she married?
I don't know.
I
She
don't know.
with Gavin Rosdale?
I got the eye of the tiger, the fire.
Oh, she's the one
through
that liked the Aggie
fire,
quarterback.
'cause I am a champion. You're gonna hear me roar louder, louder than a lion.
You
'cause
do this,
I
Vic.
am
This
a
is your fault.
champion. You're gonna hear. Oh God, what a song!
Edwin didn't play anything for you?
No, Edwin plays stupid music.
I paid him extra.
Ah, is that what that was?
Keep it dull.
Edwin's biggest flaw is that he's really bad. You're a DJ. You're a professional DJ in your past, so you know how to like fade music in and out.
Yeah.
Edwin cranks the music up to begin with,
Bam!
and then
Off a cliff.
gone. And I'll be talking like introing a segment, and it's just
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, yeah. So this hour we're gonna do, and I'm like, what happened to the music? And he's like, well. Segment start, and then he'll turn it way back up, and I'm like, no, you got to fade it down slowly.
Yeah, like this.
That's how it should be, but he's.
Well, I gave him 20 and said, no Taylor Swift and no Katy Perry.
Wow.
I don't think I remembered Katy Perry's name.
No.
I said no Taylor Swift or that other chick.
Now you burned up that
I don't want
20.
anybody feeling empowered. I
Now you burned up that
don't
20.
want little girls feeling like they can do whatever they want.
God, you're such a misogynist, Rob.
I'm something like that. I need a good massage.
You've got a big reputation as a misogynist.
I'm a massage receiver, and I need these young ladies choosing a career path that helps me.
It's starting to wear off on me. You're starting to make people think I'm a misogynist.
All I'm saying is, it's a man's world.
I know, but
yeah,
I'm just living in it.
I'm sorry, did I say that out loud?
Let's do this. Let's give away tickets to the Final Four Fest. The Final Four Fan Fest. Let's see. Countdown is on. The obviously April 4th through 7th right here downtown San Antonio, the Final Four. The Fan Fest presented by Capital One, a sports wonderland with interactive games, giveaways, celebrity appearances, and so much more. Enjoy team open practices at the recent Final Four Friday. Rock out at the March Madness Music Festival featuring Pitbull, Dolly,
Mr. Worldwide,
Jelly Roll.
You know, he's gone through some struggles.
You're a great big fat person.
He sings about the common man's struggles.
Yeah.
He's a human Muppet, by the way.
I don't really get Jelly Roll.
I don't either. I don't get the I'm pathetic and sad and leave me alone song.
And Chris Stapleton, who I do get him. Chris Stapleton's got it. He's got it going on.
He has a point of view.
And tune into men's and women's basketball watch parties at the tip-off tailgate. We can save you money on FanFest tickets. You can get 50% off tickets with code AlphaMedia25 at ncaa.com/MFF/events. But we're not just saving somebody. We're going to give somebody a pair of tickets. How about caller 3? You're going to win a pair of tickets to that FanFest for the Final Four. San Antonio presents the Final Four. Gotta love it. The Spurs last night got their ass kicked. The Spurs went from about the 1 minute mark in the first quarter to the 1 minute mark, and I'm talking about 1 minute left in the first to 1 minute left in the second. The Spurs scored 10 points. 10 points in what amounts to a quarter of basketball. In that same amount of time, the Pistons scored 32 points.
And we ended up losing by, 28, 26?
26. Yeah, that's not good.
Well, they had a quarter of effort.
They did. Well, almost a full quarter.
I was surprised Castle played, man.
I was
thought
too.
they were going to pull him and, let the chips fall where they may. So I'm going to give him a little bit of credit for putting him out there to go at least to compete for a quarter. But, yeah, the wheels fell off. It felt like by design. We're 3 games away from the play-in. We don't want to land there.
Apparently, Harrison Barnes is also hurt.
Well,
because he was 1 of 9 from the field, and there's no way he did that healthy, right?
And let's not discount Detroit. I mean, Detroit's a good basketball team. They're a better basketball team, and used to you'd roll into Detroit and expecting a win because they were going to roll over. They're defending home court. They're a team that feels like they're taking that next step, and now's the time to close out strong. I didn't expect a win last night. No one did.
Barnes, Chris Paul, Steph Castle, Julian Champagny. 3 of 21 from 3 combined. 3 of 21. What are we doing?
Well, we're losing games with strange lineups.
I understand, like you've talked to me about this. The analytics say it's better.
The next shot's the one that'll fall.
Except, after a certain amount of time, don't you start to say, man, this analytics thing really isn't working?
Ask Daryl Morey on his next job. No, it's not working, but it will work. But what the problem is, the answer to any analytic dude is over time. Eventually, you'll regress or progress to the mean, whatever your mean is, whatever your average is. But you have to be doing the same thing. So you might take 3 or 21 threes one night, and they're the appropriate threes. The next night, you take the same number, but you're 2 feet to the left, you're 2 feet to the right, where analytics tell me you're good from that spot. And as long as you're there, well, the variance with bad teams is those guys aren't always there. They're 1 foot over here. They're late on the cut. They're behind on the pass. So the operation is never in sync, though the idea is there. So that's the undoing of analytics.
Devin was 6 of 12 from 3. The rest of the team was 8 of 32. 25%. 25%.
And again, you have to look deeper into the numbers than just Devin Vassell. And, yeah, he had good shots and he took them, but did he take them to the detriment of someone else? Did he over-dribble and go someplace else that threw off a play or a plan? Devin is playing as good an offense as he has ever played for the San Antonio Spurs right now. Over the last month or so, he has been carrying us.
He's got a chance to shine.
But as he has played and played offensively better, is he helping the team? Are we better for it? Is he taking shots from other dudes? Is the offense weighted differently? Is he over-dribbling? those are the kind of things that when you lose, okay, we're losing. That's one thing. We're chasing ping pong balls. But if we're losing and not getting any better, then it's a collapse. And I don't know if I'm done with Devin or not. But it seems like whenever he plays great, we don't win. We're not better for it. He just was better for it.
I agree with that.
And I don't like that metric. That's the metric I don't like.
I hate to call them empty numbers, but it often, and you know what? Keldon Johnson falls in the same category. It often feels like there's just really empty numbers from those guys. I don't know. I mean, you can't knock it when guys have good games. It's. I will certainly say that Devin Vassell wasn't the biggest problem last night. In fact, if it weren't for him, who knows how bad this could have been. But you're right in that I've got to stop thinking about what does it look like game to game, because the expectation is they're not supposed to win these games.
No, there was zero attempt. I'm surprised that he played, but it was, in fact, a willful kind of loss. I mean, you let Devin run wild. You got a strange sub pattern. Harrison was obviously not in it. He was not feeling it last night. A Tuesday in Detroit.
Also, I mean, I guess credit where it's due. Pistons are good, man. They're a really good defensive team. Although most of the Spurs shots I saw last night were wide open, and they don't. Now that might be by design. The Pistons said, "Yeah, go ahead, bub. You got this." Yeah. But this is a good team. But they shouldn't be 36 points better than you. Nobody, or 20, whatever it is. Nobody should be that much better than you. Like even without Wemby and Fox, like you show some fight, show a little fight. Like Mitch, it's almost like unless he's been told don't try, like Mitch should be, his pride should be effing with him right now. Like it's like when Marcellus Wallace told. He told him, he said, you're going to take the dive. And he's like, there's going to be a moment where you're thinking, man, I don't want to do this. And that's pride effing with you. I think that's got to come up into Mitch's head sometime. Even if he's been told, like, hey, we're playing for next year. At some point, as a coach, you say, yeah, but I gotta have a little bit of pride here. I got to show a little bit of fight.
Yeah, it's coached by committee. We know who's looming over. I mean, the guys that are sitting next to him have more experience. I wonder how much control he actually has. He gets to talk to the media before the game. He gets to talk to them after the game. How much of the game plan implementation he has, I'd like to think there's a fair amount. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know if the players hear him talk and then look at Brett Brown to make sure if that's right. I mean, is it divided allegiance? Is that going on? He has to know, no matter what he does, he will not be sitting in that chair next year. He probably won't be wearing silver and black. So you wonder, okay, when you wake up in Tuesday in Detroit and you don't have any need nor desire to go to the playoffs, your team knows it, how much control does he have?
I don't know. I'm just saying, get up and fight a little.
Well, he could get up and fight all he wants, and the team goes, who are you, man? You're gone. You're a dead man walking.
Well, got to be like Butch. Be like Butch, fight a little, and if you deal with the consequences later, he's going to be fired anyway.
Yeah, he's damned if I don't blame him. I don't think he has zero control here. None.
Yeah. It's a messy thing. I just personally, and I don't know why I even care. I mean, the Spurs are out of the playoffs. It doesn't matter. I don't know why I care, but it does. I talked about this before. I forget what team we were talking about. It's Portland. In that, even when you're not ready to win, there is something to like building a locker room and a culture that is a winning culture and like a winning atmosphere, and the guys there know, hey, we can win. Like, even if we're not winning a bunch of games now, like as we add in talent, we're going to win some games. And it's easy, like the Spurs, even when they had Wemby, it's not like things were going great. But there is something to, like, I'd like to see enough fight to make those guys believe that.
Well, they'd won 3 straight, and they'd beaten some bad teams, but let's not discount what this team has gone through this year. I mean, they've gone through as much as any basketball team has ever gone through, and to expect, why aren't you fighting hard to close out late? You're like, are you kidding me? Are you legitimately kidding me? I mean, we've lost the Rookie of the Year, and we've lost the foundation of our program.
But you know what though? last night, the Pistons didn't have Cade Cunningham. Like, they're not making excuses.
No, neither are the. This is it. It's over. And sadly, I've seen it. I saw it last year. I saw it the year before. I saw it the year before. Where there just comes a time where if you're not playing for anything, you're just playing for yourself.
It sucks, man. It sucks covering a team when this is where it's at.
Oh, that's the other problem, AJ, is the apathetic part of this is when you know going into it, you saw an 8.5-point line last night, and anybody who knew anything said, they ain't going to cover this. Are you kidding me? You think they're going to roll into Detroit and keep it within 8.5 points when they're 3 games away from the dreaded play-in, a place we don't want to be, knowing full well that every team around us is desperate to lose out? So, yeah, go have yourself a hell of a night, Devin.
I was so excited at the beginning of this season. I was like, oh, they're going to be around a 500 team. They're going to be battling. It's going to be fun to watch them. They're going to fight. Last night is just a reminder that, oh, God. They're still a long ways away.
My response to you is, welcome to the party, man.
Yeah.
Brief glimpses of hope separated by long, damp failure, dark, dank failure.
It better get better next year. It's got to.
Well, we'll have Becky Hammond walking the sidelines. It'll be fun.
A lady basketball coach?
We don't say lady.
Oh.
That's no lady. That's my coach.
There you go.
Hey, congratulations, Carlos Nunez. Nunez or Nunez?
Nunez.
We need the
Why didn't
umlaut.
you put the thing?
Oh, I don't know how to put the squiggly
The
thing
umlaut or the tilde. I
Oh, here it
don't know
is.
which one it is.
Yeah, it's Nunez. I was going to tell you anyway.
Carlos Nunez. Congratulations, Carlos.
First-time winner.
First-time winner.
Welcome, Carlos.
Welcome to the program, pal.
Had to enter in the system and everything.
I like that, man. You know what that means? That means our audience is growing. Vic.
That's right.
That means we're
It
growing.
That means there's like 3 dedicated guys out there.
Yeah.
Thanks, Carlos.
No, wait,
yes.
4.
4. Hey,
Yeah.
welcome, Carlos.
Hope he's got a meter. All right, let's
That's really all that matters.
All right, let's hit a break. We'll come back. We'll wrap up hour number 3. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1.
Dr. Jason Garrett of Arasi is going to join us in a couple of minutes. You know, Dr. Garrett is an expert, and he is the kind of a medical professional that works with professional athletes across the gamut. Tony Parker, Becky Hammond, just to name a couple here with San Antonio, and across this country, Dr. Garrett uses the product that is Arasi with professional athletes, and that is available to you. If you're dealing with a painful situation, whether it's something that you brought on yourself, maybe it was a weekend honeydew list, or something that is slowly taken over your life and not letting you or keeping you from doing things that you want to do, I want you to listen close because Arasi is here to help. Arasi gets you out of pain in ways you might not have considered, because this has nothing to do with pains to hide or pills to hide or dull the pain, nothing to do with surgery to prolong the process. I'm talking about your body fixing itself. And what Arasi does works. It worked for me. I had lower back issues forever. The kind of thing that just came out of nowhere, grabbed me, and I was on my back for a month. I walked into an Arasi provider about 6 years ago for the first time, and my life has not been the same since. I got fixed. I was back in the game quicker than I ever thought I would be, and more importantly, my provider told me how to get fixed myself. If you're dealing with pain, I want you to call them today, because here's a couple things you might not have considered. You know, you don't need a referral. You don't need to go through your general practitioner to go see them. And they accept most insurances. Here's the number. It's 1-800-404-6050. There's providers all around San Antonio. They're adding new all the time. Go to Arasi.com. You'll see a map of those providers. I bet there's one less than 10 minutes from where you are now. Listen, don't let pain keep you from doing things that you love. It's Arasi. The fix is there. Call them today. They're going to take care of you. And when they do, come on by and thank me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Still working a few trouble spots. Highway 90 eastbound Nogalitos. That's a stall left lane. It's about a 5-minute delay as you stop and go from General McMullen. On 35 southbound at 1604 northeast side of town, that's an accident. Looks like they moved it off to the right shoulder. Still a little bit of stop and go from right around Schertz Parkway. On 1604 southbound Culebra, far west side of town, that accident causing delays back to Bandera Road. So tack on at least an extra 5-7 minutes to your commute. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by eBay. Swapping out your tires, there's nothing like it. With eBay, you find the feel you're looking for. From smooth highway rides to grip for rough terrain. Get all the tires you need at prices you'll love. eBay. things people love.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
GimmeTheVin.com, big cash giveaway. We're going to take all the cars that we buy and we're going to add $25,000 additional in the month of March. It might be a $1,000 car, it might be a $100,000 car, but you're going to get $25,000 more dollars if you're the winner. You can't afford not to shop us. Sell us your car. GimmeTheVin.com.
No purchase necessary. For official rules, go to GimmeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GimmeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
The Gomez Law Firm has been San Antonio's trusted law firm for 50 years. We have Jose with the Gomez Law Firm here with us today. Jose, tell us about the cases you all specialize in.
We do ride-sharing cases, we do 18-wheeler cases, work injuries. We will be happy to take a look at and see if we can help.
If you or your family have been injured in an accident or hit by a company vehicle, you need to visit joegomezlaw.com. Call the Gomez Law Firm at 736-4040.
Transform your water with Connecticut. For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station, $400 off with a trade-in, and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Don't wait. The offer ends soon. Call Connecticut today.
The moment you find out you're pregnant can be very exciting. Knowing what to do and how to get started can also be overwhelming. Healthy Start is here to help you know what to expect. You should see your doctor in the first trimester to reduce the risk of a premature birth and for a healthy pregnancy. Healthy Start is a free program that offers support and resources while you're pregnant and for your baby's first 2 years of life. For more information, call us at 210-207-4725. Get the help you need to give your baby a healthy start.
The price of gold could surge in 2025. A large bank analyst is calling it the ultimate perceived safe haven asset. That's why thousands of hardworking Americans are getting help safeguarding their money and saving with precious metals like gold and silver. Call 855-838-GOLD to learn about the top-rated precious metals company, Goldco. They're going to give you a free gold and silver kit. Plus, you can also get up to a 10% instant match and bonus silver on qualified orders. Call Goldco at 855-838-GOLD. That's 855-838-GOLD. Performance may vary. You should always consult your financial and tax professional.
San Antonio, are you ready? The 2025 NCAA Men's Final Four is coming to the Alamo City. The NCAA Men's Final Four Fan Fest, presented by Capital One, brings fun for all ages. Fan Fest is a sports wonderland of interactive games with celebrity and athlete appearances, giveaways, and much more. Come ready to play April 4th through the 7th at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center. The event is free for kids 12 and under, Capital One card holders, military personnel, and 2025 Final Four ticket holders. Visit ncaa.com/men's Final Four.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/free. That's ziprecruiter.com/free.
From a fender bender to a total loss, Davis Law Firm has a team of expert attorneys ready to get you back on the road with the verdict or settlement you deserve. Y hablamos español. Want more? Call the Fours. Davis Law Firm, San Antonio, 444-4444.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Thunder! We got our guy? All right. Introducing from Arasti, Dr. Jason Garrett.
Number 11 in your playbook, number 1 in your heart.
Dr. Garrett, good morning, friend.
Good morning. How are you guys doing?
We're doing all right, man. How about you?
I'm good. I did email Rob last week that I wasn't going to be on because I was having double hernia surgery.
Rob
so
doesn't
hopefully
check
he
his
can check
email.
You learn
No big
real quick.
deal.
I don't look at email. That's
Rob
that's
does
for other
not
people.
check his
so
email.
that's why you were having double hernia surgery?
Yeah, that's
And you're already out
very,
and
very
about.
painful. Yeah, actually, I've been to the gym 3 times in the last week since surgery, so I'm good to go.
All right. Wow. Look at that. A quick recovery. You're like Wolverine.
Well, he's using a Rosti. Was this an injury? Did you sustain the
He did
injury
this
in competition?
crossfitting or whatever.
Yeah.
Not really. I think it's more just it's going to happen sooner or later. There's a defect down there, and a lot of people get them. Some people don't. So he didn't think it was related to lifting heavy weights. Just more coincidental.
Just a good sneeze.
Dr. Garrett, this is I want to speak now in mournful tones because something happened this week. Juju Watkins, I don't know if you're familiar with her, but thoughts and prayers have to go out because a devastating, catastrophic, horrific injury happened, and we should all cry and light our prayer candles because she has this new injury that I've never heard of called a torn ACL. Will she ever recover? Is this the end of her life?
I think she'll be okay. I mean, there's a lot of people that have torn their ACL.
What?
I know two people in my gym that just tore theirs skiing, and I think they're in their 40s, and they're going to make a pretty full recovery. So I would think she'll be okay.
In all seriousness, though, do women have a different issues coming back from ACL? Is there a different set of rules and rehab issues that women have to deal with just because of biology that men don't?
No, I mean, there's a higher likelihood of a woman tearing her ACL just because of the angle of their hips and their femur, because women have wider hips proportional to men, and so their femurs kind of angle in, which puts more stress or more potential risk on the ACL. So they don't have any really challenges coming back from that other than just life.
And does that hip and that hip placement stuff like that, does that affect how they recover as well?
Not really, because it's going to heal the same as any other tissue. It all depends on their own healing rate. It's not gender specific at all. And it also depends on the type of surgery they do and what kind of things they're doing in conjunction with it. Are they doing stem cells? Are they doing some peptides to help it heal faster? There's a lot of ways to accelerate the healing process. And so it all depends what she does.
When you're dealing with a young athlete, do you look at those alternate, things to speed the process up, or are they so young that they quite frankly might not even need it?
If you're looking at a person with the financial means, you absolutely do it.
Oh.
The problem with some of those things, they cost money. It's cash. Insurance won't pay for it. So if you have the money, if you're a professional athlete, age doesn't really matter. It's all a matter of if you can afford it or not.
Let's talk about Dame Lillard, who he's got the deep vein thrombosis that Wemby had. Although Wemby had it in the shoulder, Dame has it in his leg, his calf. They thought it was a calf strain. He's on blood thinning medication. He's going to come back, though, it seems like. Does this kind of prove what we thought before, that the Spurs never really had any intentions of bringing Wemby back? Like, they knew when this was an out for them to put him down for the year, whereas the Bucks are talking about getting him back for a playoff run. Or is this something that's easier to deal with in the leg than it would be in the shoulder?
The leg is a lot more common, and there's mechanical reasons that usually happens. With Wemby, you wanted to make sure he didn't have any other physiologic conditions, because getting in the arm is pretty rare. Now, it's a little more common in guys that are extremely tall and long limbs like him, or if they have like a cervical rib that they have to operate on and take out. So his was a little different, but there really was no incentive to bring him back and risk anything because they're not going to make the playoffs. They're not doing well. So, yeah, there's no real upside.
What are the negatives of playing a contact sport on blood thinners?
Severe bruising. That's pretty much the main one. You're gonna bruise a lot more than most people, and your tissue is gonna be a little more susceptible. Also, blood thinners, they don't just thin your blood; they also do other things to different organ systems. So it's not just your muscles that are gonna bruise. Like if you got a deep abdominal bruise, you could bruise your internal organs and then bleed a lot more, and that could become life-threatening.
Yeah, as we watch, and obviously it feels like they're going to attempt to bring Dame back. Do you play while you're on blood thinners was going to be my next question.
You shouldn't. You should not play any contact sport if you're on blood thinners. They shouldn't be on them for that long, so I'm assuming he'll be off of them by the time he actually plays and makes some contact. So yeah, you definitely don't want to play any professional sports with blood thinners.
We talked about Anthony Davis a couple weeks ago when he had his adductor strain. He returned and played and seemingly is okay. My thought was, why? If you're the Mavericks, why do you want him to come back? Is there any chance of doing longer-term damage seemingly rushing him back? Is there any kind of scare with that?
Yeah, so he could either pull another muscle, he could completely rupture and tear that one. I'm guessing it was probably a pretty mild strain. He's made of glass, so he breaks pretty easily, and so he's always going to be an issue no matter what. Whether you bring him back now or next year, he's going to have an injury, within the first 5 or 10 games of any stretch during the NBA.
But when you do deal with a guy like that tends to get injured more, what do you do to prepare to, make sure whatever that injury is isn't nearly as bad as it might have been in the past? Is it just strengthening joints, whatever's weak, and go that route, or just plan on rehab? I've always wondered how you keep guys from getting hurt.
Yeah, guys that are really prone like that, sometimes they just have muscles that tear more easily. They've got joints that injure more easily. They've got disadvantageous origins and insertions for joints and muscles. But really, once you start down that cascade, you're going to have all kinds of adaptations because you're a professional athlete. You find ways to move around things that hurt, which creates more issues. And so you almost have to go back to the drawing board, do a full body assessment in the off season, find out all your deficiencies from range of motion, from strength, and then try to correct those as well as you can. It is not an exact science. There's not a formula that says, 3 times here, 2 times here is going to make this better. It's all kind of just a wing and a prayer and hope it works.
Let's go to baseball real quick. The Orioles have announced that Gunnar Henderson, their star shortstop, is going to start the season on the IL. He's got a strained intercostal muscle.
First of all, where is that?
I think that's like oblique abdomen area, right?
Yeah, it's the little tiny muscles between your ribs. So they help you breathe in and out. They heal really well on their own because they're under constant movement. You can't stop moving it or you stop breathing and die. So they tend to heal fast. They hurt almost as bad as a rib fracture if you get a pretty good strain in there. So it's more just pain tolerance. Try not to re-injure it while it's healing, and then it heals pretty predictably, pretty quickly.
Well, also, isn't doing violent twisting activities like swinging a baseball bat, isn't that probably a bad thing for if you've got an issue like that?
It is, but it's one of those things where it hurts a lot and then it doesn't hurt at all. And so you don't really know until you test it by swinging violently with a bat.
Oh.
Last week while you were under the knife, Cooper Flagg was going through this miracle ankle work that happened. He hurts himself on a Thursday or a Wednesday and is ready to play the following week. I want to get an idea of what it was like for a guy like Flagg who had rolled an ankle, turned out not to be as bad. What were those weeks like? How much time did he spend with some sort of therapist very close to him?
He probably was seen at least 3 times a day for some manual therapy, some ice compression, so heating it, icing it, getting the blood flow in there, and then loading it as much as you can. The great thing about ankle sprains is if you don't tear something, there's not a ligament torn, and there's no broken bone. The more pressure you put on it, the faster and better it gets. So I'm assuming they had him doing lots of weight-bearing exercises, probably heavy weightlifting without trying to re-injure or retwist the ankle, loading that tissue as much as possible. Because a lot of times it's more of a neurologic function, your brain saying that area is hurt, don't use it. And so the more you use it, the more you override that brain function, and then it starts working completely normally. And at that age, you can come back real fast from an ankle sprain.
It's crazy that the old axiom of just walk it off actually worked.
Yeah, so imagine if you're running on a trail 3 miles from home and you sprain your ankle, or you sprain your ankle at a local basketball game, and then you rest it right away, put it up. When you're out on the trail and you had to walk home, same exact ankle sprain, you're going to be way better off than if you just stopped using it and rested it and iced it.
I'm all about babying it. I
Most
baby
people
things.
Any injury. Yeah, Rob
I
babies.
baby it.
That is Dr. Jason Garrett from Rosti. Doc, we appreciate the time. We will talk to you next week, barring any unforeseen surgeries.
Take care, Doc.
Thanks, guys.
Rebecca says hi.
All guests appear via the Buyers Barricade guest line. Buyers Barricades provides traffic control, rental, and sales for San Antonio and beyond. Online at buyersbarricades.com. Claymore says it's okay for female hoops fans to deal with injury at their pace. It's new to them.
You know what,
That's
Claymore?
exactly
the
what
most
you
correct
said.
statement you have made all week.
And you know what? You're right. But can we all like? Is it wrong to address that it's absurd the way that they're dealing with it?
It's ridiculous.
I think both things can be right. It's fine.
It led the national news last on NBC's national news. Juju's bad ankle or bad knee led. Juju's knee.
It's just
I'm pretty impressed.
It's
man.
just catastrophic.
Pay that girl more money.
It's just it's a real shame. I mean, it's one of those things that.
Just devastating. This long national nightmare will soon be
devastation. Yeah, that's taken the top spot over planning war against Yemen. No, run the Juju news.
Was she on the text line? Did she know about the Yemeni attacks? I bet she did. From her hospital bed.
Oh, it's Claymore. It's not. It's making fun of people for acting foolishly is totally normal. That's it's okay to make fun of people who do dumb things. It's allowed. We don't have to live in this culture where we baby everyone. You can let people know when they do dumb things, when they get freaked out about silly things. It's okay.
All right.
It's going to be okay. You can make fun of them. It's all right.
And you're going to make some extra money from your rehab. You'll actually make more money.
You know what? She'll come out on top. Yes. That's the way it normally works out. We got a little more NFL to talk on the other side, and do you want to take an early look at the Sweet 16 games? Are you interested in that?
We should, because the ratings for the college basketball tournament.
People are interested, huh?
Most since 1993, brother. We are tuned in.
I think I know why. I think you know why. We'll see if we agree on that. We'll talk about that next in the final hour of the little program here. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radio.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off, free UPS shipping, and add code RADIO for an extra 5% off.
The Blitz is going to Vegas. Come along for an unforgettable Mega March weekend at Circa Las Vegas, March 27th through the 30th for opening day and the second weekend of the tournament. Thursday, March 27th, celebrate the start of the baseball season and watch all the games at the world's largest sportsbook, plus the ultimate March Hoops experience. Take in the action in the 6 pools and the 143-foot screen at Stadium Swim. Book now and use promo code BLITZ at circalasvegas.com. And join Jason and Joe at Circa Resort and Casino.
Wow, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One N.A. member FDIC.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
You've decided to divorce. I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you're worried about getting the bills paid, childcare, and your divorce, we'll help make it simple, painless, and affordable.
Your future matters. Call the law office of Steve Benke.
Call 210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
You want to add more excitement watching games? Make sure you download the Underdog app. Jason Minix here. Baseball is back, and you can make opening day and every other game day more exciting with Underdog. Play the Pick'em game where you choose whether a player will go higher or lower on their stats. So download the Underdog app. Sign up now using the promo code STAR to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. Join in on the fun when you sign up with promo code STAR. Claim your special offer today and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly upon your first deposit. Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Massachusetts and Arizona, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Void in Colorado. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. Arizona, 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $200-$300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code WEALTH to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code WEALTH for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code WEALTH for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
As a fan, you know all the important sports cliches. And when you save money by bundling your home and auto with Progressive, you can get out there and give it 110%, even though that's mathematically impossible. And remember, failure is not an option. Well, it's always an option, just not a good one. But you're not worried because you've got ice in your veins. You're on fire. How can both of those things be true at the same time? Well, that's between you and your doctor. So get out there and leave it all on the field. Leave what? Who cares? Just leave it and save with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Try Round Table Pizza's new pepperoni, grilled chicken, and bacon pizza. And don't forget to pair it with our irresistible shareables, mozzarella sticks, jalapeno poppers, or golden potato wedges. The perfect bite to complement your meal. Find the nearest location or order delivery at roundtablepizza.com.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Still working a few trouble spots. Highway 90 eastbound Nogalitos. That's a stall left lane. It's about a 5-minute delay as you stop and go from General McMullen. On 35 southbound at 1604 northeast side of town, that's an accident. Looks like they moved it off to the right shoulder. Still a little bit of stop and go from right around Schertz Parkway. On 1604 southbound Culebra, far west side of town, that accident causing delays back to Bandera Road. So tack on at least an extra 5-7 minutes to your commute. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The San Antonio Spurs' 3-game win streak came to a proper close last night as they fell to the Detroit Pistons 122-96. Devin Vassell paced them with 26. Steph Castle on one wheel had 19 in the loss. They return to action tomorrow against Cleveland in Cleveland. Busy day in the NFL. The New England Patriots signed free agent wide receiver Stephon Diggs to a 3-year, $69 million deal. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center brought to you by Synergenics Testosterone and Weight Loss. Synergenicshealth.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
It's the final hour of the program. Final hour. Rootin' tootin'. Fighting Thompsons. Gonna show them what we're made of.
What we don't understand.
Ka-chow.
Ever loving, compound, Complex. I don't know.
Convoluted.
It's a tradition.
That's a word for it.
We mock what we don't understand.
That is a
deep
word
stuff,
for
man.
it.
Matters.
That's a word for it, friend. And you're right, Claymore. We don't decide what the national news is, but
we decide the local news.
We do decide what we can laugh at when it does become national news, and that's what I choose to do. If you don't want to laugh at people being stupid, that's okay. My whole goal in life is to find people doing stupid things and make fun of them. That's like one of my favorite pastimes, quite frankly. So I'll continue to do that until the day I die. And I hope when I do stupid things, people make fun of me.
I've yet to do one, but eventually I will.
One day you will.
One day. I'm trying.
Well, you signed off on working with me.
Every
that was
day. Well, I mean, that's the
big
jury's still out.
A bit of a misstep on your part. Bit of a misstep.
Claymore chose to listen.
And every day
Happiness
he
is a
seems
choice,
to.
Claymore. There's a guy who used to sit in this building and say the same thing every day. You've
Well,
decided to be happy and listen to us.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
How about Ovechkin, 889?
Almost,
6
baby.
away from the record.
How many games left in the season?
They're right on the NBA schedule, so I'm guessing they probably got about 9 or 10. Let's see. The Caps, the Washington Capitals have, where are they? They're 71. They've played 71, so they've got 11 games left.
And he needs 6.
He needs every other game needs to get one.
You think somebody will lay down? You think somebody will go Strahan on this? Go Brett Favre, trip and fall in the last game. Goalie suddenly gets a hangnail.
Suddenly
can't see the.
If I were the NHL, I'd want him to tie the record and then like have a full off season where people are talking about it, and then he comes back and breaks the record next year. That's what I want. Tie the record, and then suddenly he's got a lower body injury because they'll never tell you what is.
Are they in the financial straits where they just want him to set the record so I don't have to pay anymore because you're really not?
Oh no, they're going to keep him,
So-
and he's still one of their best players.
Oh, okay, so if he's still there, then yeah, let it hang out there.
They are the best team in the Eastern Conference, so they're going to keep him around. And he's like, it would be like. I don't know what it'd be akin to. It would be like the Spurs sending Tim Duncan out to pasture. Like that's what you're talking about. It's that level of.
But yeah. So he's still Tim was not to the point where he was a detriment. Some guys.
No,
we can talk like Aaron Rodgers, hang around to the point where man, really. So he's still worth the time and the effort. So is he beloved enough for another team to do that? For a goalie to go, yeah, I'll give you this one.
I don't know. I don't think so. I mean,
is that in part of the hockey unwritten rules that you help a brother out?
I don't think it'll happen. But he's got 36 goals this year. He doesn't need help. He leads his team in goals. Like he's really good at scoring goals.
Well, I get the sense, last 2 games of the season, I might make a point of making sure the Caps were on my TV schedule. And if he's only 1 goal away, and if the whole country is watching him break the Gretzky record, if that's possible, whoever that goalie is might be having to deal with like we talked about earlier. You know what, that little thing in the back of your head, that's pride effing with you.
Yeah.
Just swallow that pride and get yourself on a poster. You'll forever be in the Hall of Fame as the guy that gave it up. Live with it.
Kind of giving you your answer, there's 3 guys in the league who have scored more goals than Ovechkin this year. So
he's really gaming.
He's still going, man. You have to play at such a high level for so long to even get to a record like this.
Well, he took that time off from that Four Nations. I'm reading he has 10 goals in 16 games since the Four Nations face-off. That's tied for second most in the NHL over the span behind John Tavares.
Yep. So congrats to him. That's pretty impressive work. You mentioned the ratings for college hoops.
Ridiculous.
The best since when?
The numbers are in the most since 1993. The Duke UNLV Michigan.
What?
So we are in rare air right now, and there's but one reason. There is only one reason. What everybody was crying about on Monday is the reason we are pulling numbers like they haven't seen in 30 years, because the big dogs are still playing.
The 1993 Final Four: Kansas, Kentucky, Michigan, North Carolina. That's the famous Chris Webber accidental timeout. Remember how big that Fab Five was? That was a big driving factor. It was like a cultural driver.
Yeah, it was a cultural movement. So it mattered back then, and then the games panned out. Chris Webber had to live it down for the next 25 years, but it did pan out to one of those unforgettable moments.
I mean, I don't know that we've got that, but man.
Let me give you an idea. The tournament is pulling on, and this is per game. On average, they're averaging 9.4 million viewers per game across, even up on those True TV weird channels. That was in the first round. After the record-breaking opening day, which averaged 8.8 million viewers per game, up 2% from last year. It's the highest ever for the tournament under its traditional opening format of the Tuesday-Friday. The second-round games on Saturday and Sunday averaged 10 million viewership. That's up 3% over last year. And the most watched round of 32 since 2017. True TV is way up. 7.4 million viewers per. That's like 3 million more than they have averaged before. The most watched game so far this year was 15-3. That was the Kentucky win over Illinois on Sunday night, the 84-75 win.
Man.
They're just dominating it. This is everything the NCAA wanted to happen has happened. This has worked resoundingly well.
And remember that's thing about that 93. It never gets talked about. The game between Michigan and Kentucky that was the Final Four game that led to that Michigan-North Carolina championship game was an overtime game that was like one of the best games in tournament history probably. And that was Jamal Mashburn was on that Kentucky team. And
I think Pope was on that team. Their coach.
He might have been. Yeah. He might have been. He fouled out of that game. Mashburn did. And it was like the Kentucky fan was so mad that they were like, oh, this is a rig job to get this Fab Five into the final or into the finals. They want these guys to win. But yeah, just a fantastic tournament. 3 1 seeds and a 2 seed. We might be on our way to that.
I think, well, we are. I mean, just by the numbers, we're going to have at least 2 number ones.
It's hard to imagine not. But yeah, this is it's good for the college basketball game, man.
And for all those that are upset about the David and Goliaths and all of that, yes, it was missed. It won't be missed now because we're getting exactly what we want from the tournament. Everybody's picks are still playing. We're still checking brackets. We still have a dog in the fight. Everybody's probably got 2 number ones or at least 2 in the Final Four.
All my Final Four are still in.
So, and think about that.
All yours are still in.
Yes.
On both your brackets.
Yes, and and I think we're not alone in that. There's method to the madness. They saw it coming, and they played it right. This is ideal.
Yeah, this is awesome. I'm stoked for the games this weekend. I think we've got – I mean, that's the beauty of not having any major upsets is we've got fantastic Sweet 16 games. The big dark horse Cinderella is John Calipari's team full of 4 and 5 stars from the SEC. So I think we're in good shape.
Tomorrow we get BYU, Alabama opening, Maryland, Florida next, Arizona, Duke, and then Arkansas Tech to close the evening out.
God, that's so good, man. That is so good. Alabama and BYU, the total is currently 176. There's a chance that it goes off as the highest total in the history of the NCAA tournament.
I would bet the over at 175.5. 176, we're getting close. We're getting close.
That is a big, big number, but that is 2 teams who don't really care about defense, and they want to go.
Both in top 5 points per possession, both in the top 5 number of possessions. I mean, it's offense. This is it.
I lean to Alabama in that one just because the more possessions there's going to be, and this is going to be a ultra-high possession game, obviously, I want the team that's got more talent.
Yeah.
The more chances with the ball, I'm going to take the more talented team.
Watching Alabama, we knew that Mark Sears was a hell of a guard. We knew he was good. This rookie, Pyrone or whatever he is, has played himself. You haven't talked about him a lot, but this guy is a legitimate first. He'll be a lottery pick next year.
Phylon.
He'll be a top 10 pick next year.
The next game, Maryland and Florida, down to 6.5. Money coming in on Maryland. And I think, so Florida, no team in history has gone 0-2 against the spread in their first 2 tournament games and gone on to win the championship. It's never happened.
Wow.
And Florida had two much closer games than they expected to have.
And, I wasn't worried. I don't even remember who they beat in the first round.
Norfolk State.
That's right. And Norfolk came to – but UConn, I'm not surprised by that score. That was a matchup.
I mean, they almost beat them.
Yeah.
That's a 2-point win.
The committee didn't do him any favors getting him into a former champion that played that kind of style. So, kudos.
I also think there's a reason why they're not covering. I'm of the belief, and I'm not saying that they're not good enough to win, because I think they are, but I think that because they made that run through the SEC tournament, we may have bumped Florida too far up the power rankings, because 2 weeks ago, Auburn and Duke were the unquestioned best teams. And then all you do is take the last week of the season, and suddenly Auburn's okay and Florida's the best team.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of recency bias.
There was. Auburn had lost to A&M. In fact, they'd lost 2 games to close things out. But we have to remember, they lost those games after they'd clinched the SEC.
Right.
So there really wasn't a whole lot there.
I think that the recency bias has kind of inflated numbers on Florida.
Kind of, but we also knew that no team was as deep as Florida. No team could line up the number of adequate to really good bigs like Florida. 4 guards and 2 bigs, the math just tells you whether that, they had the consistent success by covering the spread is one thing, but, they still look like the most well-rounded, ready-to-win team. Now, they're not the hottest. I think Duke might be the hottest team right now, followed right behind by Auburn. But they look like they've got every piece. But again, matchup. This is not a good matchup for them. They are going to have to play their game, and if they get out of it and get sped up a little bit, this could be problems.
Yeah, Maryland. Again, they call them the Crab Five. It's 5 dudes playing 80% of the minutes. It's tough. I think I give Maryland a better shot because they're playing that game tomorrow instead of in the second game of the weekend. I think the second game of the weekend is when Maryland's going to get caught. More likely to get caught. They'll probably lose to Florida anyway. But
they've got to stay close. That's just their goal is be within 8 points with 5 minutes to go. If you can stay close, that's your only hope.
That core group of Derek Queen and Jacoby Gillespie and Julian Reese, those 5 starters are as good as anybody in the country. You're right, Florida, their strength is that depth, and they can keep throwing bodies at you in waves. And also, Derek Queen is the closest thing to a real big man they have.
Absolutely.
And he's more of a power forward than anything. He's going to be overwhelmed by size as well. But that, we'll see. We'll see if they're able to hang with them.
It's a tough matchup, but it's about a depth. It's a depth issue that's going to catch up to them. They got to have all 5 guys in the game and ready to go with about 4 minutes to go to have a chance.
Arizona and Duke have already played one game.
A long time ago.
This season. It was a horrific shooting night for Arizona. The final was 69-55. And Arizona was 6 of 23 from 3. Very Spurs-esque. Caleb Love was 1 of 9
that's
from
the Caleb
3.
Love that can't show up on Thursday night.
Caleb Love is going to decide who wins this basketball game because Caleb Love, during the Big 12 tournament and the tournament, the national tournament so far, has been a force.
An NBA Caleb Love.
And if that Caleb Love shows up, they can hang with Duke. If bad Caleb Love shows up, the great thing about Duke is the great thing about them defensively is they don't allow anything in transition, and Arizona just thrives in transition. If Caleb Love does not just light them up from outside, I think it's going to be very difficult for them to even hang in this game.
It'll be interesting to see how Shire defends Arizona, who he puts on whom, because Flagg has the mobility to guard out on the edge. He's one of those bigs that gives that kind of flexibility that really improves the Duke defense because they got Maluch that can stand down there at the rim and protect all day long. And then you got a Cooper Flagg who can guard off the pick and roll rolling down. He can step out and guard the pick and pop, and he can also guard a 2 or a 3 and protect against that entry pass. It's going to be interesting to see how Caleb Love, does he start the offense? Do they bring the ball up with him and let him just be that? Or are they going to let small forward kind of occupy Cooper Flag? There's a lot of strategy in here because physically these two teams match up. They look alike. Now, the Stars
just a lot
might
different
not
skill sets.
Yeah, it might not be the same, but Arizona has an athletic chance in this game just because they can run with Duke, and there's not a lot of teams that can do that.
The problem is Duke is such a good shooting team, and Arizona is not. That's why I say it's going to take Caleb Love just going off, and he's capable of it. He is the biggest head-scratching player in college basketball because there are times you're going to win with him, and you're going to lose because of him. Like,
who's the small forward for Arizona? I can't remember his name. It's not. I want to say Tabulis, but that ain't it.
No, he's gone. You talking about?
He's going to be a first-round draft pick.
I'm thinking of
Anyway, that matchup on their big forwards, their small powers, their big guards.
Toby Awaka?
That's it.
Okay.
That is an athlete that used to exist in the ACC that they didn't have to play against a lot this year. That's going to be kind of a separator for them. They got a shot. They got a puncher's chance, but Caleb's going to have to be 40 minutes of Caleb and the good Caleb. And any stretch of bad Caleb, 3 or 4, erratic possessions could lose the game.
The last game of Thursday is that Texas Tech-Arkansas matchup, which I find fascinating. Arkansas, I got to take my hat off to them. You talk about a team that you could have left for dead that started out the SEC 1-6. I mean, they were left for dead. They stunk. And here they are in the Sweet 16, knocking off Kansas and St. John's. Calipari has now been this is the first time in his career he has been an underdog in 4 straight games. It's never happened to John Calipari. But he was an underdog in the SEC tournament to Ole Miss, beat him, lost to him but covered. Was an underdog against Kansas, won outright. Underdog against St. John's, won outright. Texas Tech, though.
This is a terrible matchup for Cal. The defense that Tech brings and the inexperienced play that Cal's had to deal with. And they're also dealing with an injury.
Chance McMillan is so important to this team.
I just don't think they're close, man. I think Tech is that they're sitting very quietly ready to go kick some ass. This is now, I don't know how far Tech will go after this game, but I like Tech in this game. And I like them to cover. I like them to win. I like the possessions. I think that Toppin is a tough dude. It can carry a team.
What I understood last weekend was that Chance McMillan was a game-time decision and ended up not being able to play. If he plays, I think Texas Tech's going to the Final Four.
They're that good.
And that means beating Florida on Saturday.
I don't think they're that good.
I think at full health they're that good.
They're good enough to beat Cal, and I don't think they're going to have to expend a whole lot of effort to do it.
Well, it's gonna be fun, man. Going to be a fun Thursday. There'll be a fun Friday too. We'll get into those games. We'll revisit these games. We'll get into the other games on Friday as well. So, plenty to do. We'll take a look at what's going on in the world outside of sports coming up next. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As you head into your morning commute, midday commute, 35 southbound at Judson Road. That's a stall. Right lane blocked, about a 10-minute delay, slow from Schertz Parkway. Get reports of some debris in the roadway on I-10 westbound at Crossroads. It's got 2 right lanes tied up. 1604 southbound Culebra. That accident is blocking the median. And on 90 eastbound at Couples, minor accident now off to the shoulder. Might notice a little bit of a delay from right around Acme. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Pro Savings Days are back at Lowe's. Get up to 40% off, plus save an additional $100 on every $1,000 you spend on select major appliances. Valid through 3/28. Selection varies by location while supplies last. See associate or Lowe's.com for more details on qualifying items.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
A great lawn is like a great sports team. It takes expertise and a little extra care to really stand out. That's where True Green comes in. They're the official lawn care treatment provider of the PGA Tour, so they know a thing or two about keeping grass looking like a fairway. It's more affordable than you think, and they'll even match any competitor's price. Plus, True Green backs it all up with a satisfaction guarantee. Head to TrueGreen.com today. Let the pros do the work while you sit back and enjoy the results.
Who's cutting down the nets this year? Get in on all the tournament action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest upsets to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code JQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Springtime is here and baseball season is finally underway. Don't miss your chance to add your favorite players from the diamond to your Prize Picks lineup. Whether it's strikeouts, RBIs, first inning runs, you can take your pick of more or less for your shot of 1,000 times your money cash today. I'll say it again. That's today, because on Prize Picks, you can match your player projections from different sports. Combine your favorite baseball players with your favorite basketball players. Maybe it's hockey. Maybe it's esports. Maybe it's something else. That's why you download Prize Picks. And what you do with Prize Picks is you win $50 instantly. Go download the app today and use the code ALAMO. That's ALAMO to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. I'll say it again. Download the app right now. Use the code ALAMO. That's $50 instantly. Just play your lineup. Prize Picks. Hey, go run your game. I love Prize Picks because I'm not alone. There's millions of us playing, and you can win. It's easy. More or less. You better go run your game now.
I had the worst dream last night. You were in a car crash, and the kids and I were on our own. We had to move out of the house because I couldn't afford it anymore.
It's awful, hon.
My brother got life insurance from Ethos, and it only took 10 minutes. And he got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day. It's all online. No medical exam. He just answered a few health questions right from his house.
Ethos, here we come.
Visit ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Sample rate is a 10-year term life policy for 35-year-old healthy, non-smoking male. Billed monthly.
As a fan, you know all the important sports cliches. And when you save money by bundling your home and auto with Progressive, you can get out there and give it 110%, even though that's mathematically impossible. And remember, failure is not an option. Well, it's always an option, just not a good one. But you're not worried because you've got ice in your veins. You're on fire. How can both of those things be true at the same time? Well, that's between you and your doctor. So get out there and leave it all on the field. Leave what? Who cares? Just leave it and save with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurance. Not available in all states or situations.
George gets justice. At George Salinas Injury Lawyers, we are the ones you can trust. With over 100 years of combined experience, we are committed to helping people in our local community. Get George Salinas Injury Lawyers and put our experience to work for you and your case. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. Getgeorge.com.
Who's cutting down the nets this year? Get in on all the tournament action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest upsets to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Flight by Yuengling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yuengling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass. Raise the bar. Flight by Yuengling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
If you miss the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you miss this.
One good thing about guys, right? I feel sorry for women. Because guys can pee anywhere. Women, it takes a little more effort.
If they got to go bad enough, they can go behind the car.
Well, they can.
Squat down by the wheel.
You got to make sure that there's nothing in the way. I'm pretty happy about that. Pretty happy I don't have to worry about hiking anything up. You just whip it out. Go to town.
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
What a great song.
Layla.
Got me on my knees, Layla. What do you do?
What's he, a slow hand? Is that his?
Yeah.
I've never seen him in live. Never seen him live in show. Not once.
I did once. I was way younger. Me and my dad.
You'd have to be with your dad. I wonder when his last tour was.
I don't know. Hell, he might tour now.
Right.
You know what these dudes, yeah. Got to get that money, baby. Got to get that money. Let's see. Let's see what's going on in the world outside of sports. A Bayside High School notified families that this is in Virginia Beach, Virginia. They had a security breach yesterday. This comes less than a week after a lockdown where 2 students were charged and a knife was found on school grounds. So you would think, security is going to be very, very tight. Yet somehow a random man was able to walk into the school without a shirt on and just walk around the campus.
Was he racked?
Didn't have a weapon on him.
Were his guns out? I mean, did he have something to show?
I'm sure. I mean, it'd be.
Wasn't just a big old pot belly.
Yeah, he didn't look like me.
Can't imagine Rob walking around a bunch of high school girls.
Guns out, guns out,
belly
baby.
hanging out. Oh, God. Vic with all his kidney scars.
I know. I have a huge one.
These girls are throwing up in their mouths.
Mole spots on my shoulder.
Now, if they saw me, they'd all be like, "Oh my God, he's so hot." But
I never thought I'd be attracted to a balding gray man. But I am, strangely enough.
Oh, my God.
Who'd have thought? I like those love handles.
Oh, it's so cute.
Ooh.
It's so cute.
Can you pull your socks up any higher? Oh, you can. Ooh.
Like, I like that it never takes him time to do his hair. Oh, my God. It's like he's just ready to go.
And I bet he can tell me the temperature at any moment.
Oh, my God.
He knows what temperature it is
neat.
all the time.
That's so neat.
His gas tank is never below half.
I hear he has a
topped off.
41K.
And insurance. Yeah. Sugar daddy stuff. So would I have gone to jail strolling the Virginia Beach High School campus?
Yes, you would have. Even without a weapon, it turns out that's
I'm
illegal.
carrying a weapon.
A 26-year-old man was driving around a Tesla, and he was evading police. Officer attempted to initiate a traffic stop. The Tesla appeared to accelerate. And in response, the officer deactivated his emergency lights and did not pursue. Did you know that was a thing?
No. Well, there is there in urban areas, probably hot pursuit is not the best off, unless the dude is.
It was clocked at 97 miles an hour. If you're driving 97 through a suburban area, you'd think that would be a priority to get that guy pulled over.
Or maybe just to get him to slow his ass down, I'll stop chasing him.
Interesting. Well, he continued on Alameda, so he's avoided the cops. He continued down Alameda, ran a red light, and then collided with a northbound car in the intersection. And so he made it away. He got away from the cops, but he didn't get away from the next car that he came across.
What are your thoughts on that? Like if you see, like a cop sees this erratic driver and gets behind him and starts chasing this cat who gets even more erratic, that leads him to do something to the extent that causes the accident. Whereas, just don't put the lights on, get the license plate. We'll go get him in an hour. We'll go find him wherever he's going.
I mean, it does seem odd. Like, obviously, let's say the guy had like a, let's say he was a sex trafficker or something like that, and he's got there. You're not driving 97 miles an hour and running from the cops unless you've done something worse than speeding.
And at that point, I'm down with the chase. But if you see this dude driving nuts, and there really isn't other than that, just de-escalate, man. Because we've had situations in San Antonio where people are running, then they go into the intersection like that, and they kill somebody.
But if I was going 97 and I'd done no other crime, I'm trying to get my car moving, see how fast I can go, and a cop lights me up,
I'm slowing down.
I pull over.
You got me.
Now, if I'm going 97 and I've got a dead body in the trunk, and I've got the ability to take off and beat the cop, I'm probably going to take off and beat the cop. So to me, running once the cop flips the lights on is a red flag that you need to catch that guy.
More probable cause.
Yeah, you got to catch that guy. The Tesla he died on the scene. The Tesla sustained battery damage and entered thermal runaway, resulting in a fire.
Thermal runaway, I like that term.
That's a scary term. To minimize hazardous water runoff, the fire was allowed to burn itself out.
Yeah, I've heard about that. When Teslas go up, just let them burn.
Yeah. Well, it sucks when you're the driver inside.
Well,
and
there's that
happens.
problem. Yes.
I'm not.
So this
thrilled
wasn't a
about
political
that.
statement. This is just a dude out driving.
It was a dude driving. Yeah, dude driving, and was, and now he's cooked. Literally, as my kids would say, he's cooked, but he's actually like literally cooked.
Fried. He's Fritos. He's toast.
Man robbed a vape shop, and he looks exactly like the kind of person you would expect to rob a vape shop. He's 18 years old in Blair County, Pennsylvania. Thomas Talbert robbed a shop at gunpoint using an airsoft gun.
Ever taken one of those off the face?
It could hurt.
Stings?
It could sting a lot.
Put you down.
He took a couple $100 in cash and fled on an e-bike. According to an affidavit, police say the store clerk told officials that he entered the store wearing a face covering and gloves and asked for a carton of cigarettes. He then pointed a gun at the clerk and demanded cash from the register. Upon further investigation, authorities were able to identify him as Talbert, and he was living in a storage shed, or like behind someone's house. Investigators say when they questioned him, he said, "I did it. I used an airsoft gun, though, so it wasn't a deadly weapon." And he's jailed on charges of felony robbery, theft, reckless endangerment, and possession of an instrument of crime, which apparently carries a lesser charge than
instrument of crime,
using a deadly weapon.
So
it's actually pretty smart.
Deadly weapon is an instrument of crime.
That's it.
Well, that's the most Gen Z crime I've ever heard of.
That is
you robbed a vape store with an airsoft gun and escaped on an e-bike.
Yeah.
That is the modern crime. That is the most modern crime possible. And he kept track of his steps with this brand new iWatch.
That's him.
We knew exactly where he was.
Does he look any different than you would have expected him to look?
That's exactly the dude I'd have thought. Yes. He didn't want to cause any harm. I didn't want to hurt anybody.
I was just like, man, like trying to get some cigarettes
at
and
the Jones,
a couple bucks. I was at Taco Bell.
Living in a shed, for God's sake.
I'm living in a shed, bro. Living in a shed.
Don't trigger me.
Like, dude. Not great here. Let's go to a sadder story where if you've got if you're the kind of person who's into young porn, like, I don't...
You mean pedophilia? It could be just little skeevy stuff, all right.
I'm not into that. I don't know how I would dispose of it if I was trying to get rid of it. If I did, first of all, you could tell this guy's old. He's 63-year-old man. His way of getting rid of it is different than you'd expect, because most people you'd expect to have that kind of stuff would have it on a hard drive or something. This guy had binders with pictures in them.
Oh, like the old school porn guys. The old school
That's
pedos.
old school. I don't know.
Pedos in my day. Probably got a white panel van.
I don't even know.
Box full of candy.
I think we've been desensitized to the point where I don't know that it would work just a still photo. Like still pornography doesn't.
Used to video.
Yeah, if you needed to self-pleasure, could you just use a still photo?
I could just use my mind.
Well, yeah, growing up,
you're a Jedi.
The random Red Book or Cosmopolitan. I could use those.
Oh, Fredericks of Hollywood catalog.
I mean, you get one of those in every now and then.
Hey,
Sears catalog in a pinch.
I was just going to say Sears.
So
yeah, you find those big brassiers.
Some of y'all never had to fantasize to that, and we can tell.
Thick strap brassiers that have like 4 clips in the back.
Man, those are hot.
Yeah, the flesh-colored girdle.
That's how we learned. I could do it with one hand, man.
Oh my God, her panties are over her belly button.
All the way up, and they go all the way to her knees.
Yeah.
Yeah, she can barely breathe.
Hot.
Sexy.
Well, they arrested this guy, 63-year-old man, after someone found 14 binders full of pictures of child porn in a dumpster.
14?
On March 3rd, police say 2 people who are homeless were rummaging through a dumpster. This is in Seattle. And they found the books, and they immediately called 911. This is where sort of the mistake comes in. Well, I mean, having child porn is a mistake.
Yeah.
If you're going to throw it away, though, maybe don't throw it away with other items.
Like with your name on it?
With your name on it. Officers dug through the dumpster. They found loose papers containing the man's name. Some of the material in the binders appears to have been printed out from a computer with dates ranging from 1998 to 2013.
Using his dot matrix.
Yeah.
Had to rip it off.
Printed out at the local library, no doubt.
Well, this is not as cut and dried as you might think. So there's a lack of custody of this. I think he might be able to get off.
Well, here's the thing,
unless there's pictures of him in the photos.
Yeah, officers served a search warrant to his apartment.
Oh, now we're in trouble.
And he's caught red-handed. Police say he admitted to molesting about 50 children, but stopped when he was arrested for it in 1983. Officers say he also admitted to viewing and printing child porn in the late 90s and 2000s, and he also admitted to tossing the binders into a dumpster. But they did find more images on his home computer, more printouts in boxes in his apartment. It's just...
Put him down. Put him down.
He needs to go away.
Maybe the move would have been... Light the dumpster on fire once you threw the stuff in there, and then jump in the dumpster.
And then light yourself follow.
Yeah, that might be the move.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know that still shots would do it.
I wish this would have happened in Texas.
Oh, God, that would have been so
bring him on
great.
down here.
Yeah.
I think they should make him go share a cell with Cain Velasquez.
I think that would be a nice place for him.
There you go.
I do. I do.
And finally, a Walmart shopper was caught using the banana trick to steal at self-checkout. Are you familiar with the banana trick?
Well, I'm familiar with the banana in the tailpipe.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I was unfamiliar with what the banana trick is.
That sounds like something I'd see in What Is.
She allegedly went to the she went around the produce section replacing barcodes on certain items to make her purchase cheaper. The woman then went to self-checkout and avoided paying full price for her items. So apparently what that is, like, she takes the sticker from bananas, puts it over the barcode on other items, and then on her receipt, it's like, I've just got...
You just bought 17.
50 bushels of bananas, and you're walking out with a flat screen.
Because you can print out that little sticker at the bag, and she's putting it on all kinds of items.
Yes.
Kind of smart is the worst thing you can be.
Yes.
A little smart will get you in a whole lot of trouble. A lot more trouble than not smart at all.
The Walmart loss prevention caught her allegedly using that banana trick to steal $83 worth of groceries. And this was in Florida, of course. Cops reported Gordon mentioning having 2 children in her car. So police, like, hey, don't take me to jail. I've got 2 kids in the car. And then they wrote in the arrest affidavit, they found 2 children sitting in her hot vehicle with the windows rolled up. They noted the kids were found between 5 and 6 p.m. The temperature was around 85 degrees, and they felt a rush of heat coming from the car when they opened the door. So now, not only does she have this, shoplifting charge, now she's got child abuse charge.
Probably should.
Coming at her.
Probably got to let somebody else take care.
Apparently, Walmart shoppers have been under fire lately for a slew of self-checkout shoplifting-related arrests.
Hey, you know what? If you don't want to man the checkout station, just build in some shrink because they're going to be stealing from you. If you don't have the wherewithal to go find a checker to help me get out, you're going to lose some money, and I want you to lose some money.
Ashley Cross was caught on security camera using an old watch battery barcode to scan expensive products for just $1. Cops said that she was caught stealing a pair of jeans, a T-shirt, some boots, and 11 packs of ramen noodles from a Walmart in Tennessee.
Why would you be changing the price tag on ramen?
Ramen, right? Just
the items totaled $137, but she only had $1, so that's what she paid.
Oh, so the 13 was she scanned for real?
Yes.
For $1. There we go.
Yeah.
See, a little knowledge, dangerous thing.
Goes a long way to getting you.
Hire a checker.
And now Cross has been banned from every Walmart nationwide. I actually have 2 unintentionally. But I don't remember the last time I was in a Walmart. I've done a great job of banning myself.
Oh, I wanted to know what you might have done.
No, I just don't. I don't go to Walmart.
You don't go to Walmarts? Yeah.
No, I've got no reason to. I mean,
normally if I'm at a Walmart, it's normally about 2 a.m.
I've got HEB and Amazon Prime.
Oh yeah.
What do I need a Walmart for?
I haven't been to Walmart either in a while because I have those 2 also.
Yeah. What do you get in that you can't get at those 2 places?
Hunting license.
I go to Academy.
I would go to Academy. Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, when I am in Walmart, normally it's for something like that when the Academy is closed, like 2 a.m.
Will they sell you a hunting license at 2 a.m.?
I'm sure they have, or they've sold it to me after hours.
You know what? I'd rather shoot a deer without a license than go into Walmart. I can tell you that right now.
AJ, I don't do illegal things.
All right, let's hit a break. We'll come back. We'll wrap up the show the way we always do. It's the Morning Huddle on 94.1.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Spring Golf Classic is back. And it's all about having a great time. Grab your buddies and ladies too. Hit the course for a fun, laid-back day of golf, laughs, and a little friendly competition at the Golf Club of Texas. Monday, April 14th. It's just $120 a player or $400 for a foursome. A solid deal for a day of good times with your crew. The Spring Golf Classic benefits the Pan American Golf Association. But don't worry, this isn't some high-stakes tournament. It's all about kicking back, having fun, and making memories. Presented by Flight by Yingling and sponsored by Ancira.com and PBL Motorhomes. After you've crushed it on the course, join us at the Hangar Bar and Grill on Potranco for the ultimate after party. Cold drinks, great food, and good times with all of your buddies. So grab your spot, grab your crew, and tee off for a day of unforgettable fun. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
Ricky, would you like to rap at the Testicle Festival? Can you give me a little rap?
You want me to spit a rap?
Yeah, I want you to spit a rap.
About balls? Yo, Testicle Festival. It's like an extraterrestrial. Widen my eyes when I see them calf fries.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Catch the John Clay Wolf Show Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon right here on San Antonio Sports Star.
Don't let pain hold you back from living your best life. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. At Arasti, we're dedicated to providing fast, effective relief from pain. Whether you've been dealing with a chronic discomfort for years or have recently suffered an injury, our goal is to help you recover quickly. Our treatment is all natural, non-invasive, and covered by most insurance plans. With convenient locations nearby, relief is just a call away. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Nugenix Total T.
I've heard about Nugenix. That really works?
Since I started taking Nugenix, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text EDGE to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text EDGE to 42424. That's EDGE to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
Buyers Barricades is proud to provide traffic control, rental, and sales for work zones and events in the San Antonio area and beyond. Buyers Barricades, the Texas authority in barricade rental. Learn more online at buyersbarricades.com. That's buyersbarricades.com.
Quiet down. Here she comes. Surprise! Your accountant just emailed to say your quarterly taxes are way higher than you were expecting.
At Progressive, we know small business owners don't usually like surprises because they cost you money. But a good surprise that could save you money? Getting discounts with a commercial auto quote from Progressive.
Also, your favorite employee is leaving. They're going to pursue their dream of being a veterinarian.
Surprise yourself. See if you can save in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
Someone had a birthday.
Yep, 50. Can't believe it.
50 years of wisdom.
Great segue. We have health news, a CDC update.
Pneumococcal vaccination is now recommended for adults 50 or older. Says here, we're over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia than adults under 50.
I don't love those odds.
Same. Look what I found. Pfizer's Prevnar 20 is proven to help protect adults against pneumococcal pneumonia and invasive pneumococcal disease in just 1 dose, and millions have already gotten it.
Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you have a severe allergy to its ingredients. A weakened immune system may lower your response. Common side effects include injection site pain and swelling, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138. Visit Prevnar20.com or talk to your doctor or pharmacist.
I'm on Prevnar20.com now, scheduling my appointment.
Good idea. And happy 50th.
Hear that? It's SpringFest savings calling your name. Only at Lowe's. Right now, get a free Select Ego 56-volt battery when you buy a Select Ego trimmer, blower, or mower. Plus, get your choice of any 2 bags of Miracle-Gro organic soil mix for only $16. Shop these can't-miss deals in-store or online today. Lowe's. We help. You save. Valid through 4/2. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. Excludes Hawaii.
Robinhood Gold members can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on annual retirement contributions. With Robinhood Gold, the perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive a 3% boost on annual IRA contributions, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold.
Investing involves risk. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Robinhood Financial LLC member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC.
This is Jason Minix, and you're listening to the home of the Texas Rangers, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Yeah, baby! We made it! It's the end of a hump day.
Yeah.
Well, for us.
Yeah, not for you suckers. Sucks for you. We're out of here. But first, we wrap up the show the way we always do with the Daily Lines.
It's the Morning Huddle's look at the Daily Lines with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You covered, yeah!
NBA! This is a battle of the Titans. The movable object versus the resistible force. 76ers hosting the Wizards.
think they should do it with a game of horse. Your best guy, our best guy, 15 minutes. We'll all go home.
I think they should use like a hula hoop sized basket and just say first to 10. It's over.
What are we doing here?
Sixers minus 2.5 in this one at home.
Man, the fact that it's tight.
I mean, what should it be? I don't. These are two of the worst teams in the history of time. Lakers -1 at Indiana. The Lakers are really confusing lately. I don't know what to think of them. I don't know how to feel about them.
Forgot how to play defense.
Yeah, seemingly. That's the total. 236 is the highest on the board today, and actually the highest on the board by 4 points.
Last matchup, the Pacers beat them by 4.
Was that pre-Luka?
Let's see. That was back on February the 12th. So right about. You wasn't playing for them.
Yeah. I lean Lakers. Probably square play though. Clippers -3.5 at the Knicks.
Knicks coming off 2 dudes with a double-double.
That's
triple-double, excuse me.
But who was that against?
Does it matter?
It does, because remember with the Knicks, when they play a team with a pulse, they lose. They play a bad team, they win by 50. That's the Knicks' MO. I don't know what category they fall into, but the Clippers don't fall into a category for me where I'm laying 3.5 on the road with them. So pass there. Another pillow fight. The Raptors at the Nets. Ooh. Intrigue.
So
Nets,
the Spurs hung what in Toronto? 150 on them?
Nets -2.5.
Dude, take Toronto. Take Brooklyn, man.
Ugh.
See what the Spurs did to Toronto?
Both those teams are so atrocious. Bucks Nuggies.
No Dame to talk about.
No, Nugs.
He's thrombosising.
Nugs minus a 6-pack here.
Enough.
You think Nugs?
That's enough, yeah.
Okay. Well, I never know if Jokic is playing.
That's
so.
true.
And then I guess probably maybe the most entertaining game of the day, the nightcap, Celtics at the Suns. Celtics -4.5 on the road. No Tatum, presumably, for Boston.
Let's see what we have. Tatum out with an ankle. He's game time. Beal out due to general incompetence for the
that sounds like a plus for the Suns. If he's out, that's a good sign for them. So there you go. And I guess I'll take a quick look at the college hoops. RIP to Incarnate Word, who had a nice lead at one point and found a way to blow it, unfortunately. But there are a couple NIT games tonight. Illinois State, or that's a CBI game. Cleveland State, that's the final, I believe. Illinois State -2.5. Loyola -5.5 against Kent State, and UC Irvine -4.5 against UAB. The games tomorrow, current odds, Maryland and Florida. Florida -6.5. And Arkansas +5.5 against Texas Tech.
I like both those. I like Tech. I like that number.
I think I like Tech. I think I'm gonna like Maryland.
Really?
I'm gonna back Maryland. That does it for us, friends. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll do this all over again. You guys listen to the Blitz today from 2 to 6. It's the last time they'll be here before they go to Vegas, and then they're going to be doing hungover shows for the next 2 days. Probably won't be as good, so enjoy it today while you can. We'll see you tomorrow.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, KTFM Floresville.
Ahead of the field and throws it down with a right hand.
Your home for the NBA.
March is National Nutrition Month, and the City of San Antonio Metropolitan Health District invites you to celebrate the role food plays in our health and well-being. Food connects us to our cultures, our families, and our friends. Health, culture, and access all shape how we relate to food. The foods we choose play a big part in our overall health and physical fitness. This March, join Metro Health in celebrating how food connects us and how it nourishes both body and mind. Healthy people, healthy community. For more information, visit sa.gov/health.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed cracks in your drywall, chimney, or exterior walls? I hope not, because if you have, they could be indications that you've got a much bigger problem with your foundation. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan